The Patriots are losing 2 days of voluntary.
I know, that's what we're just talking about.
That's funny.
I think it's just our show, Sergio.
Nice.
Look, it's already live.
Salute, James.
Salute, salute, James. Salute, John.
Yeah, salute, John. Salute, everybody in the chat.
Yep, salute, salute, Ozzy.
Salute, Ozzy. Cortez, suck these nuts.
Shut the fuck up, Justin.
Oh, fucking in.
I wake up to the sounds of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world. Was smiling when I turned. Just
I tried to the top of it, out of shape, thinking out of box, I'm an astronaut. I'm blasted off the planet, rock that caused catastrophe, and it matters more because I had it now. I had a thought about Rick and had to go in opposition, kinda shocking, they running static with precision. I'm automatic, quarterback, I'm
Death Star.
What, Jeff?
Yo, did the intro run?
Yeah, I ran. It's done.
Yeah, right.
You didn't see it?
No, long story. Anyway,
Alright.
so what is good, Raider Nation?
Salute, Malcolm Brady.
Welcome
Sweet
back
enough.
to yet another episode of Raiders Wednesday Night Live Show.
Was he freezing?
Yeah, he's free.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
I hear you now, yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Having technical
So
difficulties.
salute to the
Please
panel,
stand
salute to
by.
everyone for joining in. Say what's up, everybody.
Salute, Raider.
Salute, Raider Nation. Appreciate all you guys being here. Salute to the chat, to the panel, to the mods, to everybody, man. Appreciate all of you, man.
Hey, Jeff, there's one more thing I want to say before. Even
All right, spit it out. Let's roll.
your IG is up on here too. I don't know if you've seen that, Jeff. I put yours first. Yours too, Sergio.
I think Jeff is freezing up pretty good.
But like everybody else's, links are all up in the chat too. We'll drop them again mid through the show.
We're going to wait for Jeff to get back, but like Cortez said, they got all the links up there in the beginning of the deal. You can go up there, you can follow anybody that we either support or follow ourselves. Feel free to follow whoever you want, you know. You back, Jeff?
Even our Discord's up there too. Our Discord, our IG, our YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, and Twitch, and TikTok.
Jeff, you there?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, I hear you.
You guys. So like I said, salute to the panel, salute to everyone for coming out. Thank you to the mods in the chat for holding it down. We wouldn't be able to do the show without you guys, as always. And last but not least, thank you to our viewers for watching and commenting along with us as we begin this broadcast. We got another great one for you guys, as always. Just a quick reminder before we get started, our friend Cortez has posted all of the various links to our various platforms in the comment section. So when you guys get a chance, if you could check those out, that'd be great. Just give you a quick rundown of all those platforms.
Even
We
your
have a link
IG.
for
Do
the
not
Death
forget
Star
your
Port
IG.
YouTube channel, which we're currently broadcasting to. If you guys could subscribe to that, hit the notification bell, like as many videos as possible, and comment on as many videos as possible. That'd be dope. We appreciate that. The next platform is going to be the Nation Nightmare YouTube channel. If you guys, same deal there. If you could subscribe, hit the
Salute,
notification
AJ.
bell, like as many videos as possible, comment on as many videos as possible. That'd be great, and we appreciate that in advance. Our next platform is going to be the Death Star Port Twitch channel. If you could follow us on there, that'd be dope as well. We also have included a link to the Death Star Port on Instagram, our Instagram account. If you could throw us a follow there, maybe like some of our posts, and maybe even share them not only to your story but to your friends over DMs, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. And last but not least, as far as DSR is concerned, we've also shared a link to our Discord server, the Death Starport DSR Discord server. And we'd especially like you to check out that link because we really consider that the heart of what we do here at DSR. And it's a great community, and we'd really love for you guys to join it because we have a whole bunch of stuff going on in that Discord. We have a Raiders chat where we talk about all things Raiders, but we also have a general chat where we talk about life in general. We have fantasy leagues, both NBA and NFL. We talk about other leagues, other sports leagues like the NBA, MLB, and NHL. We have free movie nights, which I believe we're going to be starting up again at the conclusion of the NBA and NHL playoffs. We have free giveaways. We have links to YouTube videos, all things Raiders related. So, like I said, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on in that Discord. It's a great community. It's a great way to connect with people, not only over things Raiders, but just a whole variety of topics. So, like I
Hey
said, if you
Jeff,
could
one
check out
more
that
thing
link and
before
join
you
our
switch off real quick.
community there, we would greatly appreciate that as well. Yeah.
Hey Jeff, when you get a chance, can you put my YouTube and Linktree whenever you get a chance? And then
Yeah,
one
do you
more
not have your
thing,
YouTube
both of
in
your
there?
guys'
You
IG.
just we'll do
Okay,
that
yeah.
later, okay? I've
Yeah,
already told you
later.
that, Cortez. Like we'll do that shit later, man.
So both of your guys' IGs up there too. Yours and Sergio's. Salute, Dark.
So we will be including other links at
Salute, Dark.
another point in time in this broadcast. So like I said, if you guys could check out all those links, we greatly appreciate it. Also, just in general, we're going to be posting these links multiple times throughout the duration of this broadcast. So you guys will have multiple opportunities to check out all those links. But like I said, for checking out those links, we thank you guys in advance because it helps us out tremendously. So with that out of the way, without further ado, let's begin our broadcast. Our first topic of the day, and probably the biggest piece of news to hit Raider Nation over the past 24 to 48 hours, is that Tom Brady, his deal as far as the Raiders concerned with the Raiders has been finalized as far as the two parties, the Raiders and Tom Brady, are concerned, and they have submitted a deal the deal for him to become a minority owner to the NFL, and so the deal is pretty much just pending NFL approval. So
Salute, Richard.
basically,
Salute,
why
Richard.
this is
Have a good.
significant is, right away, especially because there's been so much involvement with historical Patriot, New England Patriots guys, whether that's players, coaches, even our own GM and Dave Ziegler. Obviously, it's for a lot of Raider Nation, this is conjuring up a lot of ideas on field, sort of football esque influence on the team, or is he just going to be sort of a passive owner who just views this, as a form of passive income? Another issue to bring up as well that I've been hearing is that, if Brady is going to become a broadcaster for Fox, as he was also offered by a lucrative deal, will he have a conflict of interest being a minority owner of the Raiders, while also trying to be as best as possible as a broadcast journalist when he's doing these games, especially if he does a Raiders game. So let's go around the panel and talk about our thoughts on the move on Brady becoming a minority owner. Do we think he's going to be a passive owner? Do we think he's going to be more active in the franchise, especially as far as football operations and the actual football philosophy? and details of the football team are concerned. What do you guys think? Sergio, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, since now it's approved, and I guess since
Sergio,
now
can you hear me?
Brady's just. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, he's talking.
And since now Brady's is basically the minority order now, and also is going to be a news anchor for Fox. I'm guessing it's, from my personal prediction or guess, is it's slowly going to be more and more of an eruption, whether it's a good or bad thing, where Brady's just going to be a news anchor for 10 years, and then each year he's slowly more and more influencing the franchise, is what I'm getting at. And then after he's done with that 10 years, it kind of seems like after that his plans is probably to just be a part of the franchise, like actually, is where I'm getting at, basically. Because I mean, with the
To
contract,
run the Raiders.
run the Raiders, like if Mark.
Because the contract he's getting with Fox, and then how much he's going to get by investing in the Raiders, especially since it's in Vegas, he's going to get really good investment deals from that.
And then maybe too, after them 10 years, he could take over if Mark can't.
Dude, he's getting 10-year, $400 million, and nobody knows exactly what his stake is in the company.
Yeah, and
they're saying, people are saying 50 million, some saying more, some saying less.
But in the
long story short, I mean, I think, like you said, if he goes to work for Fox, they've already spoke about the conflict of interest. So I would probably think that they probably want to have him host Raider games if it was that, like if they were going to try to keep it from becoming an issue. But to me, I mean, fuck, dude, I'm glad that he did, man. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if he even works for them, because if he goes over there for 10 years, Mark's going to be like 70 and dumber. He's going to be a hell of a lot more dumber when it comes to football. So, hell yeah, he is. And look, Brady doesn't need to come in and have a chair at the table right now. I mean, Mark just needs somebody to say, like, when Brady, I've said, when you got equal money on the table, you're gonna be telling him shit straight up, dude. And you're sitting there saying, like, hey, I put 50 million out there, this isn't a good idea, or I put 50 million out and I think that's a great idea, that's a better investment, we're probably gonna win more games. And like I say with O'Connell, things of these factors, where Brady now has access to anywhere he wants within the faculty. He can go talk to any players, he can go do whatever, he can communicate with them. I don't know if they can do that. I don't know how that works, like with that. I mean, I imagine he can go there with Mark for sure. I mean, I don't know how all those technicalities work when it comes to, like, if that was the case, you got 20 owners, literally, but one's the face, Mark's the face of the franchise. So if I'm sitting here thinking, like, to me, I don't technically think it's like such a power move right now for Mark, like, transition move. If I was thinking, I think having Brady there gives you a lot of tangibles of resources, people to bring in there, sponsors, backing, just more reliable information. You got a guy that's been the most dominant player in over the last 20 years, 20 plus years. So, I mean, it's a lot of things, man. I mean, he's taken lesser teams and made them better teams. I mean, he's been to the Super Bowl 11 times, won 7. I mean, just the experience, the knowledge, the know-how, all those things, communication. Bill Bell, I've said it, I think he probably learned the most from Bill Belichick of anybody being there, just because he's his quarterback. Bill's relaying the information to him all the time, what to be looking for, looking at, why he's gotten rid of certain players. Let's be real, Tom Brady been on that ride the whole entire time. So I just think when you're sitting here looking at right now, I think it's just the hype of the name, because he just retired. He's a big name. Everybody's I think it's more of a hype deal, but I don't think Brady's going to do much for the team for years to come. I think it's
No,
just
not
more of
really.
having a talking somebody
And
to
for
bounce
having
shit
like a
off
little
of.
bit in the team, like that's what
I think in the long run, man, if you ask me, like I say, mark it
he'll
right
be
here
the
on this
owner.
channel, get your receipts, get your receipts. But I think the reason that Brady was brought in here, it's not coincidence that he was brought to the Aces and here. I mean, it looks like to me like Mark is trying to groom Brady to be
To
like here,
be
the
the owner
accessor,
here.
like he's the accessor to
I
move
mean, yeah, because
forward because
Mark doesn't have anyone to give the company to.
he's giving him the
And plus,
Vegas
like he owns
teams. He's giving him
50%
the
of the
Vegas
Aces.
teams. Yeah, he's giving them
Half
the
of that
Vegas
team is
teams.
his now.
Yeah, and Brady has a percentage in that too. So if Brady
I
was to
think it's
retain
50.
his 50%, then he owns he has full control. So
And could buy out Mark if he wanted to for the Aces.
I don't think it's like that. I think in the end, when it comes down to like paying for the tax on the Raiders, like
Yeah.
now you're basically now I think Mark has a blanket because at the end of the day, you're not going to let Tom Brady ain't going to let his money fall off, anything like that. Bringing investors in here to give up that money so they can retain the majority of it. And if it was Mark, they'd be like, yeah, fuck you, give up the team. But now it's like Mark and Brady. It's like, well, hey, man, we fuck got to back this guy over here, you know? So I think for me, it's more for the long run why Brady did it because I truly believe Brady will be the solid owner of the Raiders at one point, in the next 10, 15 years. Like, I think when Mark either held or can't afford it or wants to get out, like, I think that's what it's for because I don't think you usually just bring in people, bring them to your platform and he's choice picked the person. Obviously, I mean, he could have did this with anybody. He choice
He could
picked
have done
Tom
it with the
Brady.
Raider player, but at least he went
Yeah, it's not
outside the
even
box.
that. It's not even that. He could have done it with any type of business person. Period. Like at the
Yeah,
end of the
but
day, if it's about business and putting the money down, he could have done it with just about any investor. I think it's the face. It's the
yeah,
face. Like
and that knows
Brady's
football.
gonna be the face of. I think it's deeper in that. I think it's like Brady's the face of Vegas. Like hell of people are talking about like LeBron's gonna get the basketball team in Vegas when he's done. They think that they're gonna give LeBron the team in Vegas because of just his clout, the things that he has, Hollywood, these things. Like I said, I just think it's strategically planned here, dude. Like, who's gonna own the A's? Is somebody gonna buy him out? Is he gonna stay there? Like, again, I just think for
Somebody should buy
Brady,
him out, Dustin. That's just my
I,
opinion because the owner
yeah,
does.
I just think for Brady, for Vegas, and then the team, the future. To me, I just think it's more for the long run. I think
Yeah,
that's
it is for
Brady's
the
goal
long run.
too. I think it's Brady's goal too. He has interest in the team. It can be passed to him at any given time. Like that's why I think it's just the perfect timing. What
To
they
be
say, they got
honest,
like
I'm
15 or 18 Patriot staff members and
staff
players
members.
here right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, and I'm 100% for him being the owner.
I'm just for winning, dude, and I
Yeah,
just say
just
like,
win. Just get us wins.
yeah, I just say for winning. When I look at winning, and I just look at the people, the mentality, how our people have been over the time. Like, let's just be real, man. Like, I've been a huge Raider fan my whole entire life, dude. I know the shit just as well as anybody. Dustin as and the basketball team will be
The
the
A's, the
biggest
baseball team.
A's in about oh heck yeah, A's are coming in
Heck,
2027. I think
hey,
they said
Vegas is
already.
gonna be a spot
Um,
for to go watch
I
for terrorists to go watch different sports. There,
yeah, I just
you
think
could
when it
watch
comes for
basketball,
like
baseball, hockey,
I think for
women's
Brady,
basketball.
when you look at the fact of winning, like he embraces the culture more than anybody. Like when you put all bias aside and you put all what happened 25 fucking years ago, damn near, I know it's 20 years, but still, when you're looking that far back and you're holding a grudge about your team fucking sucking already, and then you're trying to get better and you're going to put something
Salute,
like that in
Pyro.
front of you. Salute,
What's
Pyro.
good, man?
you're going to put something like that in front of you to stop you. I don't think that's a good investment. I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, if you're sitting at the end of the day and you're sitting there saying, like, Brady as a person, he's a winner, dude. He wants to win. He's going to do anything and everything to win, dude. Like, he don't give a fuck. And I've said this. You got 32 teams. He could have bought into
He went
Miami.
to the
He could have bought
Dolphins.
into the Niners. He could have bought into
The Dolphins.
Foxborough, Bengals. Fuck, I mean, name any team. The Ravens, the Steelers. Fuck, you name the team. He could
The
have bought into any
Commanders.
team that he wanted to, and he chose the Raiders, and he's choosing to wear our shit and support it, and to be able to be the face of it. Like, that's got to be speak bigger volume than anything for somebody that, had a big rival against us, one of the biggest things in NFL history, and now he wants to come over here and be part of it. I mean, listen, man. At the end of the day, it's a competitive sport. Anybody that plays it knows it, dude. Like, we know how it is out there. I know. I don't take away from anybody's skill set, talent, or anything of that. I think you just take away from your franchise, and that's why we suck dick, and that's why we've been losing, because of that type of mentality shit. You're trying to discredit guys that have done nothing but win, 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 win. I would take Tom Brady over Mark Davis right this second.
I would
Football
do the
knowledge,
same.
IQ, being able to bring in people, being able. I mean, I would take Tom Brady in a fucking heartbeat
And I
over
think when
him,
it
dude.
comes to
Like,
his fan base, I think it's a lot. The conflict, there isn't really much conflict in the idea. It's mostly just older fans dwelling on the past a lot, because like a question that impacted me today, because where I'm at, I'm the local Raider fan, and they asked me, like, how would you feel if Tom Brady randomly owns your team? And I'm like, I wouldn't feel I would be happy because I got an owner that knows football finally. And they're like, yeah, but like, what about like, team stuff? And I'm like, listen, I wasn't even alive for that.
He
Like,
freaking owns us technically before he got part
like,
of the team. He owns us.
in
Like,
my
you can't-
perspective, I wasn't alive for whatever happened with the Raiders and the Patriots. But all I
salute,
know
Pyro. Appreciate you, bro.
is if the guy that's called the GOAT now owns my team, I would be very excited about it, because that means that this dude, if Mark and Brady are going to be partners a little bit, and Mark's the business guy while Tom's the football guy learning
I'm
business,
for it.
and in 10 years Brady learns the business real quick, or 20 years, and then he owns a team, that'd be
That'd
amazing
be
for us,
dope.
and that's if it happens.
Dude, I mean, Tom Brady can designate himself the quarterback coach now. He can make himself the fucking offensive coordinator. He can do whatever in the fuck he wants, technically,
Fucking
in the
run
fucking
plays
team.
from the booth. He
But,
can tell
and my
them.
point is, like, listen, let's just be real, dude. Like, come on, let's quit bullshitting ourselves, quit holding on to the past, quit holding on to these stupid ass vendettas that keep us in these holes for so fucking long. You'll believe me, I'm huge on rivals. I'm huge on deals. He's not here no more. He's no longer wears a fucking uniform and plays the game. That's where it ends. That's where it fucking ends, is where it begins. Right on the fucking field. Outside of that, it's not personal. And go out and go attack this fucking guy on the street. You know what I mean? Like, if fucking play him or see him in the game, that's how it is. Outside of there, he's still a human being.
I'm surprised how a lot of people don't even realize why he can't play now. Like, now he has to actually focus on his family.
Yeah,
Like, the
yeah.
dude went through a rough divorce because his wife was done with him playing football, and now he has to make sure he is around his kids. And he chose that. He chose, well, I guess I'm finally going to retire this time.
Yep.
Yeah, and he still has his whole life ahead of him. He's 45 years old, dude, and all I'm saying is Tom Brady can insert himself in this team at any given time. He has the money. He has the deal. He's already been through it. And I keep saying this, man. Like, people need to go back and look at Al when he was 45 years old. Where was he in the transition? Was he buying a team? Was he still on, working for a team? Like, you got to take a lot of these things into consideration, because when I sit here and look at Brady, I'm sitting here saying, like, man, this dude got at the top of his fucking game, still competing at the top of his fucking game even at 45 years old. And this guy comes out, dude. He wants to take part in there. We're going through one of the hardest fucking transitions in all of the NFL. They want to make us one of the biggest deals because we're in Vegas. Every single person that's came here in the past has tried to help. It's done nothing but fucking fail. The NFL, when Gruden was fired, gave gave Mark Davis a team to help him out in Vegas, and it just so happened to be all these New England people. And listen, man, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck who the fucking people are as long as they can win. If they win, and I've said this, I've spoke about this on the deal. If we go and rebuild our team, and in 4 years from now, we are a consistent 10 and fucking 7, 11 and 6 fucking team making playoffs all the time. I'm all for it. I've said it. I'm not for the fucking Band-Aid. I don't like the Band-Aid, and I think it's dumb as hell. We've been doing the Band-Aid for 23 years, and we've gotten like 2 winning seasons out of it on fucking the Band-Aid. Like, I don't want to do that. I think it's a stupid-ass idea. I think I'd rather tear this shit down, rebuild this shit now, and go through it right here, right fucking now, to sit and know that, hey, look, we actually have had developmental players. Let's be real. Go look at our roster right now. We have way more depth in players than anything we've had in the past for a long fucking time. And we're going to bring up a roster here, and we are going to put that shit together just to show fucking people so they don't just keep talking about, oh, this one guy's name and this guy. Go look at the roster. When the roster's in there, even with people just sitting on the deal right now, it's a really good structural team right this second. But motherfuckers don't see that because they don't see the starting roster. They sit and say, well, it's 90 people, and they don't even pay attention to it to even begin with, let alone even know where the fucking players are, and then sit here and say, like, we're worse or we're not going to be better. We're 100 times better, dude, than we were last year. We're 100 times better offensively and defensively. We're way more depth than defensively. If Chandler Jones sucks, you have a fucking dude to replace him right behind him instantly. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't gonna suck any more than him, so I guess that's the way you can look at it. He won't suck any more worse than him. So at the same time, dude, we've got a lot of good pieces here. So I like I said, I think Tom Brady, I think the way that Ziegler, all these guys are doing their shit, I mean, I think it's right on point. I said we'd be around this point just last. I said it in the season. I said it in the off. I mean, like I said, these guys are right on point for me because that's what I think it takes, dude. Like, I've said, you can come out here, hop in one of our dozers. I'll let you run right over this building. But to rebuild it, it doesn't just happen today, dude. It's not going to happen today. I bet you can tear down this barn in fucking 15 minutes in a D10 and smash it to the fucking ground. It's going to take you 6 months to a year to rebuild that fucking barn. After cleaning it up, getting the material, putting it back up, that shit doesn't happen overnight, man. And then you're looking at, I said 6 months, dude. They only get 17 games in a regular season. You know what I mean? So there's a big difference in there when people are asking for all these high expectations. There is a real time frame. There is a real time frame. Just go look at other people, look at the tempos, look at this and that. You can't sit and say, okay, I'm going to take the tempo or the template that, yeah, in over 50 years of football, 3 teams have done this, and I'm going to use that as an example. That's stupid as shit. You got to go and say, hey, over 50 fucking years, the real timetable of building up fucking teams takes this fucking long because that's what it's taken real teams to get to those points and be where they are and be structural. Like, the people on these fake-ass realities, dude, that's why their expectations are so fucking low, because they sit here and put out these fucking falsified deals, and then they live by it. And I'm just sit there and say, like, you're failing yourself before you ever started. Like, it's not even true. It's not even real. That's not even how the NFL works, dude. And then to say the things or think those things, say, like, do you even watch football, watch or analyze it or anything? Because if you watch football, you'd see that this has been not only been going on for, you know, just last year or fucking the last 50 years, but this shit's been going on forever. Like I said, the whole time frame of football damn near. And we're sitting here acting like this shit's all new. It ain't new to me. I've been watching this shit since I've been pretty much born. And I would say, like, not being no fake ass dude, like probably since I was like 4, you know, 3-4 years old, where I can concept like football and TV. Like, that's where I've been watching it my whole life, you know? So that's why I think when we're looking at the way that Ziegler is, the way that Josh is, and again, like, why would, if Josh sucks so bad, right? All these people have this fucking shit ass narrative and say all this shit on this guy. Why would one guy in the NFL, Tom fucking Brady, where people said, oh, Brady doesn't like Josh, he yelled at, they don't get along, you don't want to play for him. Why the fuck would the dude just put 50 million on him? Like he just walked over to the Russian roulette table, threw down 50 mil and said black. Like what the fuck, dude? Like of course he obviously has faith in these dudes and knows what the fuck they're doing, because you don't just put out $50 million not on any motherfucker. You know what I mean? So like I said, they all have faith within themselves and they all have a good structural being against it. And I think it was probably the best thing that's happened to us in a long fucking time, because I don't give a fuck. I don't want Magic Johnson any part of our team. Why the fuck I want a basketball player over here in the fucking NFL? Like, yeah, let me get in a basketball player in my fucking NFL team when I got the GOAT. Got the GOAT. Hey, as much as I hate the motherfucker, I get to be like, the GOAT over here, bitch. Like, straight up. You ain't playing for us, motherfucker be owning us. Like, straight literally. But I don't care. Like, when he walks around in black, and that fool's he looks pretty fucking good. Like he looks good in Raider shit. So I have no fucking problem with it. Now, if he don't do nothing and sits and takes his money, good. But I don't see Tom Brady being that dude. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Tom Brady ain't gonna just sit back and be like, I own fucking piece of this team and I'm not gonna do nothing. Like I don't buy that for a second. I don't buy that for a second. He tried running fucking New England. He didn't have any stake in it. You know. So long story short, I think it's a great idea. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, as fans of this team who want to see, obviously the team improve, we don't care about Tom Brady's pocket, whether or not it fattens. That doesn't really help us at all. So the big question, as I said in the beginning, was, is he going to be a passive owner, or is he actually going to have some input or some say, a seat at the table, as you point out, Dustin? Because it's possible that Brady, the football player, the football mind, didn't make this decision. Brady, the businessman, could very well have been the one making this decision. In other words, when you think about it, from a hands-on, football-oriented standpoint, it's going to be tough from a scheduling standpoint for him to really have his an influence on the team, because if he's going to be a broadcaster, right? I don't know if there are enough hours in the day or enough hours in a season for him to really monitor the team or give his input on it on a consistent basis. So that's definitely going to be one of the things that we'll be watching, right? I mean, I also buy into the theory. I think it might have been, it was either Dustin or Sergio would point out that Mark Davis himself doesn't have any kids, and it sort of feels like now that like Mark is sort of grooming Brady as his effective son, to the point where he's just going to take over everything that Mark Davis owns. He'll bequeath all of it to him.
I brought up the 50%.
I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. Why would Tom Brady come here? Like, why? Like, at the end of the day, if anywhere this guy can go put his stamp or sit or play down or be in Miami, he can be in Miami. Like you just said, you made a valid point with the Fox deal. They film in Miami. So why wouldn't he just go put stake in Miami, dude? That team owner is a piece of shit anyway. So Ross is going to probably be out anyways. He can fucking probably be easily the face of that thing in probably quicker time. He chose the fucking Raiders in Vegas. Not even winning. Like, we suck, dude. Let's be real. Like, we suck, dude. Like, and he comes over here and he's like, yeah, I'll be part of that shit right now. There's a whole bigger story to this shit, dude. And I think stories ain't just built. They're not built in one day. That shit gets built up over time. And if you look at last year, so if you go from last year's template, right, when Ziegler, all them got here, they got here. There's a lot of fucking combobulating going on. Boom, boom, boom. There's still personnel that they didn't want people there. As the year goes on, they get Marcel Reese to resign. Big time Raider dude. Been there with Mark for a long time. Pop him off. Yeah, pop him off to resign. Fucking. Then they do this with numerous fucking people. And then every guy they keep bringing in, it seems just strategic. Like, Brady didn't just wake up yesterday and be like, hey, I just want to buy the Raiders today because I got $50 million to blow. Like
No,
that's
they're
not how that
trying.
shit works. And to sit and say like that it was a business decision, right? That's what you said a second ago. If it's a business decision, don't you think we can look up the NFL teams and see that there's ones revenuing more money than fucking the Raiders? Like straight up, dude. And I mean, is he banking on the ticket sales for the stadium to get his money back? I mean, 50 million, that's going to take quite a fucking long time, especially if you're owning, let's just say that he owns two
Hey,
fucking
Sergio.
shares, which would be like 2% of the fucking stakes. So let's just put it in perspective that if you make $100 million and you get 2% of you, you're getting 2 million fucking dollars. So guess what? It's gonna take him like fucking what 20 years to get back to 30 million fucking dollars. So I don't think that's what he's here for. Like that money revenue doesn't come that way. Like I said, that low of a stake doesn't have that high of a reward when you're putting that much money in. And they can't go over there and tell them like this isn't the Shark Tank. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna adjust. You just bought into it. That's where you're at.
Hey,
So you have
hey,
to look
Sergio.
at you when you're doing business. It's about the numbers and the revenue and the overturn. 50 million just to make your money back on 2 million a year, dude. That's fucking 15 years down the road, dude. I don't think that's a good
Sergio, can you
investment in
check?
any way, shape, or
Can you check how
form.
much Mark still owes for the stadium? I know that I
What?
think this year.
Fuck, he got $2.2 billion, so 1.8 billion to the fucking lady, and well, the wife has the debt now to the fucking
No,
stadium. So fuck yeah,
he was
he owes.
three.
He owes
He was already like 3/4 already paid off.
by them. He borrowed 300 million from the NFL to fucking pay out the rest of it.
Yeah, he still has to pay
That
over
fucking
six
nobody
hundred and
nobody
thirty-six
fucking
million.
walked
How
out
much?
and just fucking the government didn't walk out and say, "Hey Mark, we're gonna food stamp you, bro. We're gonna food
Fuck
stamp you
nah.
2.2 bill." Like fuck no.
How
He
much
took
Mark
300
still
mil.
owes?
He took $300 million from a loan from the NFL. That fucking casino over there that runs damn near most of Vegas, where the fucking dude died. The fucking husband died. Now the wife is the one that retains it. But long story short, they put up like $1.8 billion. So Mark ain't paid that shit back. You can bet your ass on that. Motherfucking guy gonna owe that for like the next 50 fucking years.
No, I
Here,
think I brought it back weeks or months ago that supposedly that he was like 3/4 already paid.
I don't know where you guys get that. The fucking guy got 300 mil. Where the fuck did he pop up with 2 bill? He might be 3/4 of the way paid on his $300 million loan from the NFL. There ain't no fucking. He ain't even got the revenue, so you know that's bullshit. Yeah, you know that's straight fucking bullshit. The Raiders ain't made that money, and the fucking Aces ain't made that money combined. So how the fuck is he 3/4 of it back already? He can pay if you look at it like this, man. If he was able to pay back 2.2 billion, and you say he's 3/4, right? 3/4. Yeah, fucking $150 billion or $1.5 billion he's already paid back. He got to pay 800 million. He's struggling on that shit when his mom dies. You know that's bullshit. You know that's a bullshit ass story. Fucking guy, that guy can't even fucking. He gonna be paying that shit mortgage. Like that shit's probably wrapped to the team where the team revenue pays back these people like fucking 10 million a year, or probably way more than that. Probably like fucking 30 mil a year.
Yeah, I'm seeing like a lot of conflicted sources. Some are saying he still has to pay over 600 million. Some are saying that he already paid 500 million.
Hey, you can pay 500. That's what I just said. That sounds more reliable. That's exactly what I just said. If he paid 300 million or 500 million, that
200
sound way
million
more.
came from the league.
That would, yeah,
200.
it would sound way more realistic. But outside of that, there's no fucking way in hell. I mean, that kind of money, dude. He wouldn't have no problem paying that game tax for his mom. He'd blink and be like, done.
It's basically like the Queen of
Look, it
England
says right here.
situation.
Look
Like
what
we know
Pyro
it's gonna
just said.
happen, but when is she finally
He's
gonna kick
He
the
so
built
can?
the health center.
and
Yeah.
so
He didn't make that much money off of it, dude. I mean, he didn't make no fucking hundreds of millions of dollars doing it. You guys, I mean, when you're looking at $1 billion, here, let me just put it into perspective just so you understand. It's 10, 100 millions just to get to a fucking billion. He got to do that twice over. The health center fucking ain't even come close, nor even close to probably $100 million. Then paying the people, then the material, then the profit, probably nowhere even close. His hand warmers for the fucking, or what is it, college and NFL, still ain't good enough.
Yeah,
That's why
it's
I
like I
say,
said. It's like I said. This is basically like a Queen of England situation. Like we know it's gonna happen, but we're waiting for just when. When is it? There's no way she's gonna make it to 100. And
I
if
mean,
she
it's going to
does,
happen sooner than later. And having Brady, with, let's just be real, like Brady's net worth probably alone right now is worth 400 million. You know, probably 400 or 500 million dollars. He's got big time sponsor with TB12 and so on. Like he's got to have pretty good money. So even if you were to take him and Mark together, just with every dollar they got, and probably minus the 50 mil, you know, obviously putting into the team, they're still short of $800 million. But what my point is that having that type of money between the two of them will be easier to get outside investors to come in and pay off that tax, so they retain it. And I think Tom Brady is just the deciding factor to that conversation, because if it's Mark, I bet you can easily have hella people be like, yeah, man, you know, sorry, but just not interested. Now that you got Tom Brady and his little fucking pretty boy face with everything he's done, all his rings, people are like, oh, let me dick ride you now. Like, that's what it's about. Dude's gonna be like, fucking open up that checkbook and be like, what do you need? You know, fucking Elon Musk, hit him up. Oh, you need 800 mil? No problem, man. Here you go. You know, like, I just say he comes with a lot more upside, dude. Fucking, I'm not gonna say a lot of people don't like Mark, but I personally don't like him. I mean, and that has nothing to do with his financials or nothing like that. I just don't like him. Like, I wouldn't invest in the guy. I've said it straight up. If there's somebody there that can buy that shit from him versus helping him, I'd just buy it. Be like, well, sorry, your fucking shit came to an end, because he sucks, dude. Mark sucks, man. Like, he's like the worst. He's the worst, bro. He is the worst.
hey, I said
He
this
has
thousands.
no
I said
knowledge
this.
to our team
I said
whatsoever.
this. I said this a million times that Mark is in uncharted territory because Vegas is a whole new area. Because Vegas itself is a territory place where if your team is representing the city, where the house, like the literal slogan, house always wins, and we're struggling to win at home,
Yeah.
they're gonna try to boot you out and put their own people in there to own the team.
Yeah, and you think that Brady's gonna come in here and let that shit happen?
fuck
Like that
no.
this is the thing, dude. That type of look, at the end of the day, I keep saying this, man. When people want to go by what Al's slogans were when he made them, was just win, baby. There is not a motherfucker in the NFL that stands for just win, baby, more than Tom fucking Brady or Bill Belichick. However you want to fucking look at it, Tom Brady is the fucking definition, in my belief, dude. The
Bill
motherfucker
Belichick.
commanded the people on the team on the field. He commanded it from every single person that he's ever stood in front of. He takes 350 fucking pound men and fucking in their face, telling them that they ain't fucking doing their job. Calls them on their bullshit, and they're up there fucking helping them. They're not talking shit behind them. They talk about how competitive this motherfucker is, how hard he fucking works. Every single fucking person that's ever come across Brady's path in the last fucking 20 fucking years have all said, like, yeah, he can be a fucking dick, but man, he is one fucking leader, man. And that's what we lack. We lack leadership by a fucking mile, dude. Like, leadership here is garbage. And the owner is the fucking exact example. You lead by your leader, and he is fucking weak motherfucker. He's always trying to pass it off to somebody else. Hey, listen, it's good that you want to take credibility that you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Sell the team. Like, straight the fuck up, dude. Like, that's all I'm saying is like, dude, we can't sit here and keep saying, well, he's part of Al, and I don't give a fuck. He's part of Al, and he's the part of Al in the late 2000s when Al was running our team into the fucking ground. That's the part of Mark. That's Mark. Mark don't know shit. Mark out here getting Darius Howard Bay in our motherfucking deal because that's what he would think is great because he don't know shit. He sat around his dad his whole life, dude. Watched some of the greatest players ever play put on a fucking uniform here. He can't evaluate. He can't draft. He can't fucking get people. He ain't nothing like his fucking dad. His dad adopt this motherfucker? Did his dad pick this kid up on the side of the street because he was hungry? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, and we're over here like, oh, Mark's no, the fuck he ain't. No, the fuck he's not. Like, straight up, dude. Brady comes up in this bitch. You go fucking up in games and go into the fucking big games and you fuck up. Mark is going to walk down to the locker room and be like, well, we can get him next time. Tom Brady come down that locker room, probably see shit get flipped over. Like, what the fuck? You know, that's what we fucking need. Put motherfuckers in check, make them responsible, and that comes from the goddamn owners too. Al wasn't a hobbyist, dude. Al was not a fucking hobbyist. He didn't come to the Raiders to do this as a fucking hobby. Al came to this motherfucker to do it for a living. He wanted to be passionate as fuck about it. He wanted to win. He'd been on the motherfucker and did it as a coach and a fucking owner, dude. So, like, all I'm saying is like,
and it's crazy how not many people know this. Like, they give credit to John Madden. They don't even realize John Madden he only controlled the defense. Al Davis controlled that offense was all Al Davis, and Al Davis had to say on whatever that defense was. He controlled the draft. He even controlled the AFL. He controlled the GM. He controlled it was literally from top to bottom. Al was in every single section. Like, you don't get guys like that anymore.
Yeah, I just think it's just crazy. I think it's crazy when we sit here and take like where and what he was doing, and then the guy that we have sitting here, and people just bash and say like $750 in public money to most a city ever gave to a team. Damn crazy. So you're saying like Las Vegas gave up $750 million for the part in the stadium? And then but that's all I'm saying is at the end of the day, do you motherfuckers want to win, dude, or you want to keep on fucking sucking and bitching about it and then come on next year in a YouTube fucking channel and keep saying the same fucking thing? You know, at the end of the fucking day, man, when you sit down and say, Tom Brady probably the biggest leader in that motherfucking deal. He's probably the biggest thing that stands for everything that Al stands for, dude. Like, people sit here and say, Al wouldn't agree with it. Al would turn in his grave. Al would this, Al would that. Let me tell you something about Al. When Al was alive, there's no debate that Al would never do it because Al did it himself. I keep trying to say this to anybody that's been a huge Raider fan their whole life. They would know the fucking answer to this fucking question because they would first say, just like I said, no fucking shit. It's Al's fucking team. It's Al's fucking deal. Al ain't giving it to fucking nobody while he's still alive and breathing. He didn't even give it to his own fucking kid. So that's my whole point is that when people use that type of term, they shipped out motherfucking Shanahan, dude, fucking him and them. He's gone off with Gruden. Al is not giving shit to nobody. It's his why he was alive. The minute he was dead, I'm willing to bet if Tom Brady was standing there and was goated where he was at the time, and he had Mark Davis and Tom Brady wanted to buy it, he would have probably gave the fucking team to Tom Brady before he ever gave it to his fucking son. He gave it to his son because he don't have nobody else to fucking give it to. Then he rode the coattail of his fucking dad, and that's exactly what he's done. And that's facts. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no bullshit about it. That's fucking factual truth. That's exactly what fucking happened. And to sit here and say, like, oh, well, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, dude. This guy knows his shit. He's very fucking smart. He is not uneducated in any fucking degree. And right this second, with zero ownership, with zero fucking owning skill, I would take that motherfucker over Mark right now. Even with the mistakes he's going to make are going to be way better than this motherfucker. Because At the end of the day, Brady is like Al. When he goes down to the table and he sits and thinks about something, he can sit and say, well, I think this offensive lineman ain't going to work out good because I've been watching him out here for a while. He really ain't got fucking what I've had behind us. We need to get rid of this motherfucker. That's shit that Tom can see that fucking Mark will never see. He'll never see it in his life. It doesn't matter. He's been doing it his whole life. He almost dead. He looked dead. Fucking damn near walking dead. Fucking ugly ass motherfucker. But still, at the same time, Brady sees that type of shit. That shit matters. That shit fucking matters, man. Like, that's all I keep trying to say. You have like 3 of the best evaluators in all of football at the moment between Josh fucking Ziegler and Brady, all in one area at one fucking time. Not playing football, motherfucking coaching and running football, dude. Like, that's huge. That's fucking huge, man. Like, and people just want to go, well, the tuck rule. You fucking stupid. You fucking dumb as hell, dude. Like, the tuck rule, if Brady was putting on a uniform, I would agree. Motherfucker don't have a uniform no more. He's out of the NFL. I can care less, dude. Like, that shit ended where the field ended, dude, where the game stopped. It has nothing to do with where he's at and where he's going in life. And to sit there and just negligate him like that, that's why you'd lose. You'd be losing ass fucking franchise, losing ass mentality, because the winning mentality takes motherfuckers like him. And if we don't take them, motherfuckers like the Niners would, and they would just keep going on and fucking win. Or Baltimore take them and keep on going win. And the Dolphins take them, keep on going fucking win. But us, we got some stupid ass fucking grieve over some bullshit deal, and we'd be like, yep, let him go, man, because my fucking like I say, personal biasness fucks you every fucking time, and you sit here and just let it go. No, hell no, I ain't letting it go, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I've been to more games than most people. I've invested so much into this motherfucker, and I see something right in front of us. I would not let it walk away without fucking giving it every fucking chance physically possible. If I'm gonna give Mark Davis a motherfucking chance, you bet your fucking ass I'm giving Tom Brady a chance. So no fucking doubt. Hey, let's be real. Let's be real, all right? I've said this a bunch of times about Al. When he used to go to Raider games back in the day when Al was alive, Al walks out on the field, he commanded the whole entire stadium's presence. People would be like, oh, fuck, there's Al Davis, bro. Look, there he come out. He's right there in the deal. People just, boom, fixate on him. Fuck, people start hollering. Fuck everything. When Al died and Mark took over, nobody does that for Mark. And motherfucker do that and be like, well, no one gives a fuck about Mark. That's why they got to put him on the big ass jumbotron eating fucking chicken wings just to get a motherfucker to recognize him. At the same time, let's be real. Go put on black suit, Raider fucking shit, and send Brady down on that motherfucking field, and don't see if the whole fucking stadium be oh, there's Tom Brady, bro. Look at motherfucker, right? Oh, Raider shit. What the fuck? Like, it's gonna flip that fast. That fucking fast. That's my point. The presence that he commands is that same type of presence that Al fucking command from the people within the stands. That's what he's gonna do, the influencer, man. That's what he would be, as an influencer to what it is. And I think you need that here right now within this team, because we lack it massively, and we've lacked it for a long fucking time, man. Get to go on because I hate it, because I think like you get some time where he got great, dude, and we're over here just fucking, so many people are so negative against it, dude. Like, salute the menace, appreciate you, bro. You know, it's like this whole deal about the Josh narrative when the real narrative is fucking Patrick Graham. You know what I mean? Like, these are the things I'm not understanding why us as fans are not fucking put in place where it fucking belongs. I don't give a fuck about your personal preference. I don't give a fuck about your personal feelings. At the end of the fucking day, you can hate Josh all you fucking want. Just be honest about it, dude. Just be honest. Don't be fucking biased. Be fucking honest, dude. I don't give a fuck if he's the head coach. Josh is our offensive fucking coordinator. At the end of the day, Ziegler not probably the head coach and the motherfucker running. He builds it. He puts it together. That motherfucker runs it. Josh runs the offense as top as he fucking could. I've said this hell of time. He took 2 players, accumulated 2/3 of the fucking yardage, and got 3,500 yards, 26 fucking touchdowns, broke 2 sitting 25-year record, fucking balled the fuck out with 2 dudes, just 2, and we're over here saying it's Josh. Patrick Graham sucked dick, like straight sucked dick, calling fucking man press and fucking when he should be in cover 4 situations, and he's fucking calling cover 4 situations when he should be in like 4-3 base fucking or 4-6 fucking Bears, and this motherfucker up on the fucking back, leaving the whole field open. or vice versa, because he fucking stupid ass motherfucker. But outside of that, I don't really give a fuck. Just put blame where it belongs. Why are you blaming a dude that's balling with our team, just got a way better offense by a mile, all the way up and down that bitch, from the receivers to the tight ends to the halfbacks? Motherfuckers over here blaming. He's stupid. You should get slapped. You should just get slapped. Be a fucking man. Go out there and say where it's at. Graham sucks dick. Needs to get his shit together. If he doesn't, he can get the fuck up off this fucking team.
We all know why, though, Dustin. We all know why. It's because for some
these
reason,
fucking guys.
It's this insanity where it's a quote that is stuck with Raider fans for some reason. Is if you try the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different results, that's the definition of insanity. Now, I don't want to bring his name up, but a certain someone who we tried 9 years, no matter what, he has to give him credit. He was balling out. We didn't help him that much. But 9 years, again and again and again, these guys come in. They're like, hey, what if we do something different? And everyone loses their minds. Why would we do something different? If it's not broke, don't fix it. Dude, the glass is shattered. They're saying, here's a new glass. Shattered. How about we try this new glass? And it's kind of how most Raider fans are with this right now.
Dude, and it's been shattered for so fucking long, and you get this toxicity that's here where it's just the same fucking toxicity year in, year out. I can literally go get videos and clips, dude, put it together and do it in 3-4 year spans, and it's the same exact fucking shit every fucking year. There's never no fucking constructive criticism. There's no way that fucking, hey, these guys can be better. There's no, it's just fuck them, fuck this, fuck him. You fucking the motherfucker that's only helping your fucking team, but you patting the motherfucker on the back over here that's fucking hurting your team. I don't understand it. When John Gruden's ass was here, and even with all the motherfuckers that hated John Gruden, hated the way that he was, hell, a lot of people did not like John fucking Gruden. I never seen him over there saying, oh, fuck, John had good ass offensive year this year, fire him. Fuck no. The whole time they were like, Patrick Graham gotta go, Pauly G gotta go, Pauly G garbage, bro. Like, Pauly G gotta get the fuck up off this motherfucking team. But we get Josh. Had a way, look, Josh had better numbers in his first year than Gruden had in all 3 years. And productive wise, in a productive scale. And sit here and say like you just oust the motherfucker is crazy. It is fucking crazy. And then that's why it just gets to the point where you don't even want to talk football with people. You don't even want to listen to their shit, because at the end of the day, when you're a real football fan, you want to hear real fucking facts. I don't want to hear somebody's fucking biasness about how they fucking hate a dude or want to dick suck him on every fucking deal that happens and then put blame to just the one fucking dude. That's not how teams are built. There are 53 fucking players. There's fucking multiple fucking coaches, including fucking every coach across the deal skill set. Then he got management and so on, and we just blame one fucking guy. Like that's dumb. That's dumb. And then to spit that fucking narrative out, don't educate no fucking players or fans. Don't educate no fucking fans. No nothing, because they keep saying the same stupid ass shit over and over and over and over and over, because nobody's ever told them nothing. This whole Devontae deal, they say, oh, Devontae, he don't want, listen, motherfucker, like, you talking to talk. The motherfucker got $34 million in dead cap. I heard it, there is an out after June 1st that could only be like $7.8 million, but I don't know, I have to read more into that to even make sure that's even real. But at the same time, you have a fucking $34 million dead cap. Nobody's just like, yep, get rid of him. Let's eat $34 million. Like, that's fucking dumbass business. Like, why would you fucking get rid of a guy that you got to eat $34 million when he's on your roster already? And he's the greatest one to play in the all of NFL or top 3. That's dumb. That's stupid. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard. And that's the kind of shit comes from our fans. That's the shit comes from them, man, because they're not educated. They don't research it. They don't fucking go and look at shit. If they looked up the fucking contract They would have known right away. Just look up the contract. You'd know it right there. But it shows you they don't even go there. They don't even go to look up the fucking over the cap spot. They don't look at anything. They just want to talk. They just talk. Oh, I'm a fucking Raider fan. Blah, 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 blah. Then it says, oh, well, you want to be rude to that? Yeah, I'm going to fucking be rude to that motherfucker because when he come over here with that stupid ass nonsense, listen, I hate to be rude. I don't like to be that, but listen, my own woman come over and tell me that bullshit, and I'm gonna tell her the same fucking thing. Like, we don't fucking do that, and we shouldn't be doing that, and we shouldn't be educating that, and we shouldn't be encouraging that type of shit, dude. That shit goes against us, how we look, how we present ourselves, how we want to sit and say that we're a good fucking team, and our own team bashing us. I've said this on multiple platforms that I feel like Raider Nation has been infiltrated by motherfuckers that are just here to sabotage this motherfucker no matter what fucking shit get put out there. People, listen, I think Rudy's a great dude. We're friends. I have nothing wrong, but I'm going to use it as an example because he knows it's true. When you just keep saying the same fucking narrative over of a player or how you view a fucking deal, and that's all you're looping and looping and looping and looping and looping and looping, dude, that does, hey, what's that get out there? That fucking starts brainwashing, manipulating motherfuckers because you're just pushing one side narrative. And then it's not even a real one, it's a fucking biased one. That's all I say is like, why the fuck are we doing that to ourselves, dude? Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we do that to the people that support us or watch us? Like, that's the dumbest shit. That's the stupidest shit. How in the fuck are we going on Instagram where a lot of us are some of the biggest fucking dudes that push it, and you get these fucking dudes in your chat and you allow it. You allow it. I'm going to be like, hey, guys ask me all the time, they'll say, Dustin, man, you just like that dude's post and his post. And I tell him, like, hey, I'm not here to debate how you guys view shit. I'm here to debate when you fucking put unfactual truth out there. That's when I'm going to step in and say, no, that's not true. This is what happened. Here's the fucking deal. You can read it for yourself. The fucking end. Like, I'm not here to debate how you view, how you see, or how this or that. I'm here to say, like, quit putting that fake ass bullshit out and then trying to run with it where you get some other motherfucker that don't know shit. He's just sitting in the chat, watching the chat, and he's like, oh, look at this guy. Oh, I'm gonna get on him. Yeah, motherfucker, what's up? Like, you stupid as fuck, you fucking loser ass motherfuckers. I hate that dudes even do that. I think it's the most low life shit ever in life. Again, I'm not here to fucking tell. I'm just here to say, like, when I talk about my team, I want to talk about factual truth and the most factual shit we can put out there. I want to talk about real case scenarios, real shit that's going to be possibilities, not some fake ass bullshit, not about our fucking team. Oh, we suck. We don't fucking suck, dude. We fucking only got better offensively and defensively. So I don't know where the fuck this suck narrative comes from. The only thing I'd say is well, probably uneducated in football is what I would say.
Well,
so
here's basically where the narrative is coming from, is basically when it comes from the offense. The only argument that you can make that it sucks more is just because of Jimmy G, when, coincidentally, now we have, if I can pull it, I'll do a screen share actually, if it's in the Discord, the efficiency.
yeah, I just think it just gets to a point, dude. Like, there's no way we're worse, dude. We got fucking Myers. We have Myers, Howard, and Hooper as our tight ends. Like, where in the fuck is this suck? Like, Hooper and Howard are miles ahead of fucking Foster by a mile. And then Myers can probably be... Like I say, Myers, he can probably be the next fucking good player, but we still got to see it, you know? What'd you say you want to see?
Screen share.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so this is as close as I can get, but for me to point out, I'll point it out here. So this is an efficiency when it's pure passing. Like, it's meant to be a pass. The whole play is a pass. And literally it's meant, like, everything is meant to score, the yardage, it's all meant to be a pass. How good are you when it's planned to be like a passing play? So, this is in 2021 to 2022. Carr, despite how everyone was saying, oh, but Carr was so good that year, is in the negative section, the below average section of this deal. Jimmy G was top 4 in passing efficiency when it came to this. Now, I'm not saying Jimmy G is better than Carr or that he's this great, amazing quarterback. I'm just saying that what is wrong with seeing with Jimmy G's performance in an offense that literally, how do I put this, developed him into the quarterback he is today. He gave Josh all the credit as the quarterback he is today. When he came over, he was like, oh yeah, Josh McDaniels is the guy that made me who I am today.
Dude, and so has everybody else. I mean, one of the topics for Cortez is even another one that has, like the thing that people go and they just want to discredit a guy because they sit and say they want to talk about Denver. And I sit here and say, like, okay, dude, when he came into Denver, let's be real, all right? I get it that he did suck, but we can't also just fucking bypass the fact that, he had 6 straight fucking wins, too? He didn't fucking even take a loss, dude. Like, shit, sometimes shit does fall apart. I'm not gonna sit and say not. And sometimes, yes, you're right. It is 100% on the fucking coach that's running it when the organization's built that way. I will not argue it. But let's be real. I've seen people pop up Josh's record. I hear guys say, good luck with your coach at 17-28. And I'm like, okay, that's got to be the stupidest shit. He's fucking damn near 10, 11 wins away from being 500 at a total of almost fucking 60 games. Like, that's fucking the dumbest fucking shit I could ever hear. Like, this guy, I'd take his shit starting out, especially with the shit that he had when he was in Denver at 30 years old, and then coming over here, 10 years later, 12 years later, and being 10 years more advanced or 12 year with more rings under him, more fucking bigger decisions, growing into being a fucking man. It is not uncommon. And then look, this is where it even mind blows me more. Where people sit and say about his record or where he's at and how he's coached. You motherfuckers must not know football. Like, straight the fuck up. You must only know Raiders, even if you even know it a little bit. Because there are all kind of coaches that's had way worse records and still great fucking coaches, if not Hall of Fame fucking coaches. And we're over here bashing a 40-year-old dude that got 6 Super Bowl rings from him calling the teams, him writing up the fucking plays. It is fucking mind-blowing that a motherfucker will talk up Josh so much, like they're just dick sucking this motherfucker so bad. And not only that, with fucking Adams, and then bash Josh McDaniels. I'm like, boy, you about half retarded, ain't you? You about fucking half retarded. I know you probably didn't go to school, because if you're going to credit Josh and you're going to Jacobs and you're going to credit Adams, guess who the fuck drew those fucking plays up? And guess who the fuck called those fucking plays? So those motherfuckers got that shit. It sure in the fuck wasn't Devontae. It sure in the fuck wasn't Josh Jacobs. It sure in the fuck wasn't Waller or Renfro or Derek. It was Josh fucking McDaniels. That's who the fuck it was. So you can't give one guy credit and then smack the other fucker in the face. Like that. It's just not, it doesn't make sense. It has 0 sense to back it up. You can't fucking do that. If you give him credit, you gotta give the motherfucker the credit that called it. Straight the fuck up. Will you not say that Derek Carr's 2016 season was one of the best that he had? And guess who you're gonna give credit for? Bill fucking Musgrave. 100%. 100%. It goes both fucking ways, motherfuckers. Like, you guys are just fucking crazy, like fucking crazy. Like, you like crazier than my fucking woman. Like, straight up, dude.
Hey,
and she's crazy.
This is something I do like to say that Ozzy said that I strongly believe, and it's controversial to some, but I don't give Derek that much credit for the 2021 season.
Fuck no.
Because a lot of our wins came from Jacobs and Carlson, to be honest.
Hey, but to be honest, we should have never been there in the first place.
Because if we didn't have the 17th game, we would have never even been considered to begin with.
My reason why is the 4 games we won, Carr was turning over the ball like as if he was Oprah. Like, we
went against weaker people, dude. We came down to the last second. We were about to tie the game. Like, we were literally about to tie the game. And if Gruden just didn't get personal at that point, that's probably why we won, because he actually got personal one time in the fucking
Oh
game of
no,
football and
that
was
was
like,
Rich
hey,
Versace,
uh,
Dustin.
or Rich Bisacci, whoever the fuck at the time, got personal and go out there. But that's all I'm saying is like, if they didn't do that, we would have never even got there. Not even a fucking chance in hell. So, and again, imagine if they are left the way our history goes, we fuck that up. Chargers get a kick field goal, they win. See you later. Like, you see, like, I just don't like how those games go, and then we sit here and credit it. Like, I'm not going to say, like, once we got there that Derek and them didn't play, but again, they were still a touchdown down. Even with the last seconds of the game, it would have only tied the game. It would have forced overtime. The way the team was playing in reality, if the Bengals got the ball, they were going to go score, and we would have fucking lost. That's the reality. You know, to sit there and keep giving these guys, like, they were so great or they did all these deals, like, listen, I'm a big time Raider fan. There's no doubt. I'm gonna bash my team, but I'm gonna bash it with not only giving them discipline, but saying where we were good too. You know, like, you can't just sit here and rip motherfucker down and then not give no credit behind it. Like, the team got where it was at because, listen, I've said this hella times, and I don't care what anybody says because I know I'm fucking right. There's a reason that Rich Bisacci didn't get a fucking job, and there's a reason Greg Olsen didn't. Go look up the fucking deal. People wanted to talk all that shit about the how Josh and this with his QBR rating at the end of the season. Greg Olsen had the highest of anybody at a 97%. In the final quarter of the season, he had his best percentage under Greg Olsen. That's who they're going to give the fucking credit for. And then they're going to go say about Rich Bisacci. They say, well, they would have never got there if Rich didn't get there. The first thing that other people say is right away they go, well, one, Rich didn't bring anything new to the team when John was fired. That's John's playbook. That's John's players. That's John's script. That's John's shit. That's not anybody else on that team. Guess who got hired? How Rich got there? By fucking John. Guess how Olsen got there? By fucking John. Those were all handpicked by fucking John.
Hey,
this is why that Bisacci doesn't get a job. This is why Greg Olsen still don't have an OC job. Because at the end of the fucking day, no matter what production was put up on the field, they're going to look back and say, we already seen this story. We seen this in 2002 with Bill Callahan. And no, we're not going down that road again. These fucking guys are just doing off of John's book. That's what they're doing, and they know it because they're football motherfucking dudes, and that's why these motherfuckers don't get it. It's not bias. It's not nothing against them. It's the fact that they are taking credit of somebody else that designed it, created it, built it, and Derek Carr probably knew it better than all of them, including Rich and including fucking Olsen. And why do you think Derek probably pushed for him so hard? Because then Derek can control the offense. I guarantee it. You know, like, there's no doubt about it. Any real fan knows that. There's no doubt about it, dude. Like, there's no doubt. Derek Carr knew that. Derek Carr lived right next to John. He spent more time at his fucking house, if not at the fucking deal, than Rich or fucking Greg Olsen even thought of. So that's why it's not
a similar situation. A third guy that we haven't talked about is, so last year Gus Bradley was instead offered a head coaching job. He was offered to be the defensive coordinator of the Colts, and then the Colts head coach got fired, but Gus Bradley conveniently made a top 10 defense. They still didn't want him to be the head coach. They kept him as the defensive coordinator and hired someone to be his superior over him. Like, that also says,
dude, and it shows with Jack Del Rio too, because of the fact that they went and got Eric Bangini to bring him over there and fucking replace Ron if he fucks up, instead of doing it with Jack. And I think when Jack gave up fucking Bill Musgrave, I think that's when everybody seen the true colors on Jack too and said, look, this fool went with fucking this guy, and they still suck, dude. It was an 8-9 season. People want to sit and say, oh, Gruden, he came in on a 12-4 team, and didn't. No, the fuck he did not, dude. He fucking came in on an 8-9 season after they fucking shit the bed, and then they shit canned him right at the end of that game, and then fucking said that Gruden was going to be the coach. Like, that's exactly how that went. It wasn't no 12-4. See, a lot of motherfucking Raider fans love to twist up shit, skip a fucking year, skip 10. Hell, they don't give a fuck. Like, that's what they do. They make up these scenarios that justify their conversation. So they say, like, oh, well, Josh did this because he fucked up, and look what Gruden did with no the fucking listen. Gruden had an 8-9 team. Jack Del Rio switched offensive coordinators from Bill Musgrave to Todd Downey. Todd Downey was so trash. Everybody knew it, man. That motherfucker was the quarterback coach. Everybody was mind blown like a motherfucker when Bill Musgrave, what did he go to the fucking Broncos, I think, at the time. And then we just depleted. We depleted. Todd Downey didn't know what the fuck he was doing. We still had the same team. We depleted, dude. He couldn't get us into plays, dude. He couldn't call the plays. Todd was garbage, dude. And then that's when it went down. Then that's when fucking John Gruden came in. That's when John brought all his people. And then John started creating something offensively right away. John had the offense clicking right away. Again, the same fucking thing that we're having right now is the same shit John had when he got here. The fucking defense, dude. It was Paul Graham, and this is Patrick Graham, and he had fucking Paul Gunther. It is the exact same. But hey, did I not? When you brought it up, Sergio, did you not? You told me. You said, "Hey, man, no, Dustin. Gus Bradley, his shit was bad." I said, "No, the fuck it isn't." I said, "It's the exact same shit, just looks different because of what scheme it was." You went and looked it up. You were quiet. You didn't say nothing for a bit. I just asked, "Hey, man, what did you see?" You said exactly what I said. They were identical. People take what a vision by vision. This is why when people tell me, "Oh, I don't go by stat, I go by what," no, you're fucking dumb as hell, because when you go by that, all you're doing is saying you look good at sucking. That's all you're fucking saying, dude. And then you're acknowledging that and you accept that. That's not how it works, dude. I've said at the end of the day, when you take Paul Gunther, Gus Bradley, and Patrick Graham, and you line all three of these fuckers up together and you pull up their stat category, they are damn near identical, give or take a point or a few points or so. That's it. There are spitting fucking images, dude. Like, same exact results, same outcomes, same everything. Like, it's not the offense. And to sit here and say, like, "Oh, let's just go shit on Josh because of it." Like, dude, you're going to fucking shit on Josh. Who the fuck you getting? You want Todd Downey? You want Todd Downey? Go get the motherfucker. You over on the Titans. I know you motherfuckers probably want Dick Ride. He's an ex-Raider. Probably be great, right? Like, who the fuck are you getting? Like, that's the shit I'm not understanding. Show me somebody that has more credentials and more better play calling than this motherfucker, and show me. Just show me. I don't care who it is. Just show me it. I've said I advocated for Sean Payton and fucking Vic Fangio in like week 3 of this fucking year. We didn't get him, so who the fuck else you getting? You're not getting nobody, dude. And you're not trading off of him for anybody because there ain't nobody out there. So salute, took your soul. That's all I say, man. People got to quit talking all this bullshit, man. Like, start talking about some real shit, dude. Start talking about some real shit about our team, where we can be going, how we can get better, where we can actually be projected. Like, listen, there's nothing wrong with the negative projection as long as there's positive constructiveness behind it, because without that, you're just shitting on your own team. And then you put on the shirt, then you want to bear the shirt and the shit, right? You want to spit on your own shit, but where, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. There's fucking bunch of fucking retards in my point, dude. Like, I hate to be rude, but man, I don't care. I get to the point where it just gets annoying as hell that you can have dudes say that they're so loyal to this shit and say that type of shit. I don't get it. I don't get it. There's nothing wrong with our pit. Look, we all see the team differently. Jeff sees it different than I do, and sometimes Sergio sees it different. Cortez, there's nothing wrong with that point. It's when it's a cancer toxic that has nothing point to it.
Let's go over to my topic.
Hey, I mean, like, yeah, we see it differently and respectively.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Dustin
I see it
sees us
different, all of
winning
us.
10 games, maybe 11. I see us winning 8 games, despite
I have
how
us
good I
winning
talk
12.
about the team.
Yeah, and I tell him he's crazy and everything, but who cares? It's his right. He has the point to do it. And that's the thing that's friends about us being friends is we can all talk shit with each other and then still be able to do what we do. Like, that's what I don't understand. Motherfuckers out here don't know people. People don't know people and they just hate them instantly. Said we should have kept Musgrave film.
Oh, we talk shit about each
That's
other
facts,
behind
bro.
the scenes. We fuck around, but Dustin's my real brother, like my actual.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, like I say, man, you
if
guys are all good
anyone
people,
wasn't here
man.
last live, you should have seen last live. We were dying.
And like I said, I want to take time. Salute to the chat. Salute to
Yeah,
everybody here,
salute
man. So appreciate all you
everybody.
guys showing up, being here all the time, listening to my bullshit and rambling
Are,
and all of our
are you guys
talking.
ready
So
to
hey,
talk about
appreciate it.
Brian Hoyer?
Yeah, you can hop to that subject. Hop over to
Yeah,
your
let's go
Hoyer
about
topic.
Hoyer.
All right, let's
Yeah.
go.
So the
You
reason
be the
why
news.
Hoyer picked the Raiders today, he had what was it, on further review or some shit with the Raiders. He
Yeah, with
talked
that little
about,
redheaded dude.
yeah, yeah. That's filling in for Eddie Pascal. Eddie Pascal's with daddy duty supposedly. So going back. So they asked him, why did you pick the Raiders? And he said because of Josh McDaniels. He didn't want to play for no other team. He would have never went back to New England. He wanted to be with Josh McDaniels because he knows he's been in this system more than any other than Tom Brady, and he feels comfortable to be on the sideline. They even asked him, or he even asked him on the sideline, like, "Are you here to be a coach, or what are you here?" He says to even help Jimmy G out, be eyes on the sideline to help Jimmy G when he comes back. That's what he was with Tom Brady. With Tom Brady, he would help him.
And that's what sometimes your job is to just view and be able to help. What were you gonna say, Jeff?
I mean, I personally like the whole Brian Hoyer thing. Like, I've said my piece on it. I don't really think that much of the move. I mean, I as far as like an actual quarterback on the depth chart, I'd like somebody a little bit younger and frankly a little bit more talented. As I've said in the past, this guy might as well just be the quarterback's coach. I guess it's kind of like the Jared Stidham move, where it's just 1 year he's there. He's obviously has some familiarity with the Josh McDaniels system. Who knows? Maybe next year, Brian Hoyer will have retired, and Mac Jones will take his spot or something as the backup, depending on how Mac Jones does this year.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Or
That'd be funny if Mac Jones ends up on this team next year.
So look,
well, I
I want
mean,
to
look, yeah, I
bring
mean,
up.
you got
Oh,
Stidham.
go.
Well, I know. Just like I said, I mean, that's great for Brian Hoyer. Honestly, like, I'm not expecting much. First of all, I'm not expecting him to see the field.
Hey,
Um,
hey, he may see the field, but he gives, like, Tom Brady would even ask him on the sidelines, "Well, what can I
Hey,
do better?"
Sergio, can you do me a favor and go into the Discord, go to the Raiders talk, and get that deal I posted
Yeah,
with that everybody with the Aiden O'Connell uh, numbers real quick. Because look, man, I think Aiden O'Connell, and I think personally that fucking Ziegler's seen this shit a mile away. And I don't think people pay attention to this type of shit much at all, anyways. And I think it matters, especially when you're going in. And this is why I think this kid excelled as well as he does. And I think this is why what did he go from like the 8th depth quarterback to the starting quarterback
yeah,
there?
yeah.
Like,
Within
and it's stuff like this,
two
dude.
years, a
Because
walk on.
when you got it, let me know when you got it.
Uh, going back to that, I think it took him 2 years.
Yeah, and I think people
Zoom
are.
in.
I
Can
think
you zoom in?
people. Can you
Let me
zoom in on
try.
that or no? I think when people are.
No, I can't zoom
What?
in. Here, I'll
Damn
do
it.
something
Oh
else
yeah,
though.
big
Here,
schools too. I think I seen this the other
Hey,
day.
picture it, crop it, and then bring it up on a different one. So this is what I was gonna say. Aiden O'Connell, man, he's won a lot of big games, and he's won them not just in little fashion. He's beat the shit out of some dudes, and he's put up like 500
And
plus
total
yards in
of 5
games,
picks,
300
Lester,
yards in games. He's put
out
up
of all
some
them
really
big
good, and
schools.
this is coming from a statue quarterback, right? This is what everybody's narrative and shit like that is. Where this guy is statue quarterback, man, and he's still putting up numbers like these against teams like those. And just so they know when they see this list, Iowa is
I got it up.
2021. It's not last year. It's the 2021 year. Just so people know, so I don't hear no motherfucker be like, "Oh, that's not what it was last year."
And
So
then
look, for instance,
Michigan
in
State
that the
was
number two Iowa team in 2021, he put up 375, 3 touchdowns, and a 75% completion ratio. Then he plays fucking third ranked MSU, puts up 538 yards, 3 touchdowns with a 74% completion ratio.
And got the
And don't
W.
forget what school this guy comes from. He ain't coming from no big ass name school with these
He's
big
coming
ass
from
name
McGinn.
players. Then he plays against number 4 ranked Iowa State, puts up
Ohio.
390 Ohio State, 390 yards, 4 fucking touchdowns, 77 completion ratio. Then he plays Tennessee, 534, 5 touchdowns, 55% ratio. Penn State, 365, 1 touchdown, 51. Michigan, 366, 68 completion. He has 5 interceptions throughout all those big games. Like this guy is not no slouch, bro. And listen, I have a feeling like this guy, depending on who he really wants to be in year one, he can probably take fucking Jimmy the fuck up off that shit just in arm talent alone. Just in arm talent alone. Like, you can be good in the fucking system. You can be good in the system, but Jimmy's role, let's be real, over the last 3 years, Jimmy's role has been the backup role of helping the fucking quarterbacks get where they're going. And I can see him being right on that motherfucker again. So I would not be surprised if Connell actually would beat out this fool and get it.
I really want to see what Aiden O'Connell could do in preseason. Like, he's going to light it up.
That is true, Ozzy. I think Aiden O'Connell, I don't know about it first, but O'Connell would have been pretty valued considering his performance.
Yeah. He chanced himself to go
this
back.
This comment pretty much nails it on the head.
But that's all I'm saying. Like, we can't sit here and just say, like, we're sleeping on our players. People need to research our players more, know more about them before we're just going to bash on them, right? Because, look, dude, I could do the same shit. I could have been like, man, that O'Connell pick was fucking dumb. Don't really know what the hell. You start studying these dudes just like you started studying Jimmy. Jimmy's had good seasons over there. He's had 4,000 yard fucking season. He's actually had better season than Derek fucking Carr passing in the last 2 fucking years. So to sit here and say like, oh, the guy doesn't know, he ain't good, that's fucking crazy as fuck. He has had injury that's put him to fucking 2,500 yards and so on. But you can't sit and say that's what he was. Jimmy's put up 4,000 yard seasons, dude, with 30 plus touchdowns or 25 plus touchdowns. You know, like, all I'm saying is like, when we look at O'Connell, we only look at, well, he was a 4th round projection. And I'm sitting here saying like, damn, dude, Max Duggan went over here to the Chargers in what, the 7th round, thinking that they got a better value at the player. But let's be real, man. When you're looking at games like these and the numbers that he's putting as a statue, you know, quote unquote, that's what they say. How in the fuck is he doing that then? Because I can go get some of these other guys. I can go get some of these other fucking guys like Bryce and fucking Stroud. I don't think we're going to find numbers like that. I don't think we're going to find 5 touchdowns for 500 fucking yards with a 77, 75 completion. I mean, I've studied them a lot. I know they've had big games, but I don't know about games like those. You know, and that's why I think, did they not interview O'Connell one last time before the draft?
Yeah, they did.
So I'm telling you, man, these guys knew some shit, man, and that's good evaluation. Like, that's good evaluating. And we should praise them for it, not hate them for it, like straight up.
Hey, Dustin, there's one player to keep an eye out for this coming year. It's a tight end from Georgia. Sergio, can you look up the starting tight end for Georgia coming into this year?
You're saying the kid that he just transferred there. He transferred there. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, he just transferred. He went from fucking. He's a little badass. He's a little badass. He just transferred.
And this tight end from Georgia.
Yeah, but he transferred schools and just went. What the hell's his name, man? Why am I fucking spacing his name?
I think it's Nick Bowers.
No.
Yeah. No. You don't fucking say Nick Bauer. I was like, well, hold on here.
No. I think he got hurt last, maybe. Cannot think of his name. They're highly on this tight end
Either
too.
way, I think O'Connell is going to be better than people think, man. Like when you start
Dustin, what's the
researching into
guy's
this
name last
kid, is
show? I
he
told
he
you
dude he
he's
is
gonna push
so
everything hard.
yeah, he is so docile, dude. Like he is such a docile person where he is so humble. But dude, listen to the fucking shit this guy will say in locker rooms to players. Like he has no problem calling people out and leading his team, dude. Like I always felt like Derek Carr's problem was is that he's a really big church guy, and it's really hard to yell at a guy and then go on Sunday and preach about not doing that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you could do that type of shit. So I think that's what always was like
I
Carr's
think
Achilles.
that slowly became our big problem with Carr is he was too nice at hard times.
Yeah. Where I think this kid's gonna fucking give it to you, dude, because hell of people have already said he does it where he was at Purdue and everything. That they say this kid leads, man, and he leads on the field and by his voice and everything. So look, man. At the end of the day, I think we're all skeptic about the guys and Josh and the way we are. We all want perfection. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Everybody wants perfection. Everybody wants shit that's unreal. But to sit here and just not be able to give them credit where credit's due and picks where they've taken draft fucking or free agent players and built depth. Like you're acting like these guys have done nothing. I've literally have guys tell me in social media. They say, "Oh, Josh for one." Well, Josh ain't even the one fucking doing it, but they'll say, "Well, Josh, he hasn't even invested in the defense at all, and he hasn't even picked up in the offense." Motherfucker, they've got over like 30 fucking players in free agency. So what the fuck are you even talking about? So when you hear shit like that, it's just saying that the guy don't know shit about his team. He's not asking about it. He's just combating you with it instantly. And to sit here and say to sit and say that we're not even going to acknowledge Marcus Epps, like that wasn't even a good pickup, and that we're not even acknowledging him as a good player. That's just even more fucking crazy, you know? Like to sit here and say like they haven't got no good players in that side. Yeah, the fuck they have. They've got multiple. Let's just bring up the defensive line, dude. Look, Neil Farrell, Matthew Butler, fucking Tillery, fucking. You can have fucking what's his name on the line
They
there
win.
too right now? Fucking God damn it, Wilson. Fucking. I mean, they got a whole plethora of people down there in that line, and those are probably just starters. Like that's the things
Hey,
I'm not saying.
Sergio,
I don't understand. I don't understand is where they're like, we're not gonna have it. Yeah, they already have it. So like, where in the fuck do you mean that
hey,
they don't
Dustin,
have it? They
hey,
have the bodies, they
Dustin,
have the people, and they've had the production last year. Why are they not going to carry the production this year? And they
hey,
even carried it with Patrick Graham's garbage ass.
hey, Dustin. The player's name is Brock Bowers,
Yeah, Bowers. Fucking
and this was barely a sophomore, or he's going into his junior year.
yeah, I
So
seen that he transferred there. I read
he
about the
he
transfer there.
freaking had almost 1,000 yards receiving. That's with what's his name, Washington there, and freaking had 7 touchdowns, averaging 15 yards.
Yeah, I just think we're in crazy times at the moment because what are people going to say if they sit here and say that Josh had a way better season in his first season with only had when people sit here and imply like every conversation somebody brings up, it feels like it's a delusional conversation because the first thing they say is well, Josh inherited a playoff fucking team. All right, let's just take that scenario into truth. Let's just say that was a true scenario, right? When you say that somebody inherits something, doesn't that imply that they get it? Because that's what the word inherit means, that they get it. They're implying that those players are there, those players are playing, those players are on the fucking field. That's what you're saying. You cannot use the context and play and say you got a playoff fucking team, but they were all on the IR. That's bullshit. That's delusional as fuck, dude. Like, let's be real. It was Devontae Adams, it was fucking Josh Jacobs, and then it was Matt fucking Hollins. Like, what? Where am I fucking the only crazy fucker here thinking like Matt Hollins had 690 yards, bro? That was our next best guy, and he was a fucking special teamers. He accumulated more yards in one season than he did in the whole fucking time that he's played. And that's who the fuck we're like, yep, that's Josh's guy. That's Josh's offense. And then guess who the fuck the other guy is? No hands fucking Cole. Has one catch in the whole year. That's probably the most controversial catch, which they give it to us. Who knows why? Because they always shit on us anyways. But anyways, I don't even care. But again, these are the guys we're talking about, and we're talking like, yep, Josh had his offense. Josh had the team he needed to roll with that. He had Foster fucking Moreau that was dropping balls all over the place. He had Waller sitting on the fucking bench doing fucking nothing but sniffing his woman's ass like a dog in the heat, fucking telling our team that he could go find the motherfucker so he can go to California and kick it, then get evaluated and treated and play like he should. And, all these fucking things, right? And we're over here telling these motherfuckers, this is crazy. It is crazy as fuck how people look at the team, how they value it, and then how they talk about it. Why not the facts? How come we're not talking the facts like those I just spit out? Like, why are we not saying that shit? Because that's facts. That's factual truth. That's exactly how that shit went down. There's no twist in it. There's no fucking bias in it. That's what fucking happened.
You want to know something about it is some people would think that you're over-exaggerating about it, but here's the thing. I remember, this is still in my head, like, this was, like, I think right when the off-season was starting, or after Carr left, where you said, is it Josh McDaniels' fault that Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow were both out, that he had to deal with a depleted roster, that our defensive starters were UDFAs? Like you were saying, is it his fault that we had to deal with that? And I remember that someone said, yes, it is his fault. After that, I don't know how it's the coach's fault when that happens, but apparently it's now the coach's fault whenever unexpected injuries or unexpected seasons happen.
And it's not fair how we're talking about it or view it, because at the end of the day, man, as a fan, like, if you want to go shit on someone else's fan and be delusional and fucking talk fake ass shit, then go get a Chiefs jersey and go do that in their shit. Because when you're supposed to be sitting here talking about our team and seeing where we're at, I'd be the first motherfucker to say Joshua was garbage if he was garbage. I swear to God, I'd be the first motherfucker. I was the first fucking guy that was like, yep, Graham got to go because of the shit this motherfucker was calling, the shit that this dude was doing in certain games. I said by week 3, I was already saying, I would take fucking, I said Sean Payton and Vic Fangio. I talked about that shit before anybody because I already seen the writing on the wall right away between that fucking guy, dude. Like, and I'm not going to sit and say, oh, could he have a chance to be better? Or, look, anybody can have a good year. It's the key question for me with Graham is he going to be able to do it every year? Not just one fucking year, not just one result, every year. When we sit here and talk about Josh, and Josh being the offensive coordinator, because that's what he is, I don't really give a fuck about the head coach. Head coach is the deal people can label. At the end of the day, Josh calling the offense, Patrick's calling the defense. That's exactly how that shit's going down. That's exactly what's going on. It's real. That's reality. And at the end of the day, Josh is still performing at the same level. Look at it like this, all right? Josh had the 12th best offense with 2 fucking players. How do you bash a dude that got the 12th best offense with 2 fucking players? Like, that's the thing I'm not understanding. 2 players had 3,500 fucking yards combined with 26 touchdowns. Those 2 motherfuckers had more yards than a quarterback throwing touchdowns in a season on a fucking starting team. Like, that's the things when you're looking at these things, you got to put into context of where then and how good it is. Like, that's all I say is, like, yeah.
That Bauer kid's not that. He's a.
Hey, salute, Michael. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, salute, Michael. Welcome.
Hey, salute to the chat, man. Appreciate everybody in the chat. If we haven't said to you, man, we really do appreciate it, man.
Salute, lunatic.
But at the end of the day, I think, like, let's give if we have Josh or not, like, I get it, dude. His numbers back his shit up. At the end of the day, if you walk in, throw a graph up on the table, and you said, all right, where's our team failing? It's going to point to the defense instantly.
Yep.
Defense ranked 30th fucking position, every single category down the fucking board. There's no fucking lying or denying it. So there's no way you can walk in and be like, fire the offensive coordinator. I'd be like, test this fucker for meth. Like, that's exactly what I'd say. I'd be like, test this guy for drugs, dude, because this fucking guy produces, this guy don't. You want to fire this motherfucker? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Doesn't even make sense. And again, to be better, you can't do that. You can't fucking do that. You can't do that to be better. Like, again, who you hiring, who you getting, who's replacing them, who's doing it. Like, all that shit fucking matters massively, you know? So, again, at the end of the day, man, fucking, I think, like I said, I have a lot of faith in O'Connell, dude. Like, I think this guy's actually going to be a little sleeper, man. I hope he out pushes fucking Jimmy. I think that'd be awesome as fuck. But this whole injury deal with Jimmy, too, man, I mean, fuck, dude. They've talked about it in the Niners organization, how many players are injured in the Niners, dude. Like, from their quarterbacks, their halfbacks, tight ends, corners, safeties, wide receivers. I mean, fuck, we can go to the Niners injury report and see fucking damn near every one of their starters on it. You know what I mean? So Jimmy's only been injured for 3 of the 5 years with them, but not before. You know, and again, I bet you, let's go look up Debo. How many years Debo been hurt? Let's go look up the halfback, fucking Mitchell. Mitchell been hurt numerous times. Let's go look up Ward. Yep, Kittle. Let's go look up Ward. I mean, we can go over numerous fucking guys.
This is
and
why
say, you know?
I say this. The Niners are known to just kill their quarterbacks because they have that weird history where I'll just start with 2000, like the 2000s with Alex Smith. Ever since Alex Smith, a bunch of their starters got injured. Like, since 2005, they had like 12 different starters, and they were just getting injured. Like, no other, I don't know any other team that just does that.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the other thing is like, to sit here, and the whole time that we've talked about him, we've all said, like, the only thing I've heard about him is like, well, his injury. Nobody's ever even brought up what his capability could be if he actually goes good with the team. It's just a fucking negativity, dude. Like, I can go get video after video of this show and this panel where all we've done is just bash the fucking guy, and not one time has there been any time in that conversation that said, like, man, Jimmy, if he was to play in this team with these type of players, having this type of capability, with this type of familiarity, and yes, is he going to be a little bit off? Yes, everybody fucking knows that, dude. There's no doubt about it. But the fact that he's going to probably know 70% versus Carr knowing 0%, that's a massive fucking difference. Massive fucking difference. Jimmy's only having to learn 30%, not fucking 100%. You know, so to sit here and say that he wouldn't have better structure within here or see with our deal, see, this is where I think it's a big problem about Raider Nation giving out deals. To sit here with our offense and to say, like, Jimmy with the players and Devontae, what, you think Devontae's just going to suck? You think he's just automatically just going to come out and fucking suck? Devontae had his second best year, dude, minus fucking 2 games under Carr in his whole fucking career. And they just think this guy's just going to come out and suck. With Jared Stidham, he had 157 yards and 2 touchdowns, and we think he's going to suck with Jimmy, right? Like, this is the shit I'm not understanding. How in the fuck can Stidham, that ain't even won a fucking game in the NFL, ain't never done shit with anybody, go give this motherfucker almost 200-yard game, and we're just like, well, Jimmy, he ain't going to do nothing. Fucking Jimmy been to the Super Bowl, motherfucker. He been to the NFC Championship. He's led fucking teams, and yeah, I'm not the Jimmy guy, but let's be fucking real. The guy plays football, you know what I mean, and plays it at a pretty good level. You don't have a 51 and fucking, what is it, 51 and 17 record, 51 and 20 record. Like, it's pretty fucking good record. I mean, like I said, man, I mean, we won't know until they get out there. Part of me just hopes that O'Connell can step it up, man. I think that'd be a great deal. If O'Connell steps out there and just unleashes, man, I mean, I'd be fucking stoked. If you don't got to worry about him trying to run and impress, you're going to try to watch this dude dot motherfuckers. And the thing about O'Connell, he's dangerous. Like, you ever watch that guy? He's a risk taker when he's trying to shoot into fucking holes like He'll find a gap like this big and thread it right through it, just fucking rock, dude, right through that shit. So that Hoyer, I think his days are fucking done. He's just here to get money.
Yeah, I mean, if he sees the field, there's a problem. Because first of
Yeah,
all, that means
facts.
that Jimmy G goes down, and second of all, it means that McDaniels is somehow convinced that he could be better on the field, playing the game than even Aiden O'Connell. Because I mean, what we've seen throughout Brian Hoyer's career on the field is nothing to write home about at all. And I think it was a Cortez mentioned that like sometimes Brady would ask him for advice or something. Yeah, like a quarterback coach, like as somebody who doesn't belong on the field but might have some know-how, right? Like there's a difference between knowing, or having some good input as far as a decision and actually being able to go out and execute at the speed of an NFL game. So um, that's why I said, the Hoyer thing. I mean, I don't know why they're using up cap space for him. You might as well. Who was that guy? Bo Hardigree or whatever is the quarterbacks coach right now.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Fire his ass and make Hoyer the quarterbacks coach. Like nothing against Bo. It's just like
that's true. I mean, yeah, I mean that's pretty much what he's gonna do. It's like that dude over there with the fucking what Miami over there with Miami. The Heat. Fucking what's that dude? 42-year-old fucking
oh
dude.
yeah, you see you down with Haslam.
Yeah, yeah,
He is a little
exactly. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, let's be real,
Well,
dude. Like him, Iguodala, all those guys. They're just fucking basically coaches, bench coaches
playing
at that
coaches.
point. You know.
That's
So
true.
that's all I think is you might as well do that too. You might as well just do that too with Hoyer because I think that's what a quarterback coach should be anyways is designated to an like a football player that's at the end of his career. He knows it better than anybody. Motherfucker been playing it. You know what I mean? So he sees shit way different than other people can see it to begin with.
Yeah, and
He
look,
said
I mean,
not necessarily because Hoyer will still
yeah,
have those weapons around him. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hoyer can come in and win. I'm not going to argue that. That's facts.
maybe. Um, Well, look, I mean, it's like this, it comes back to the same thing, right? Like, yes, the quarterback free agency market was, nothing really to write home about this year, but I still think that at least as far as talent is concerned, there was more talent to get. There was more talent out there than Brian Hoyer. But that clearly is not the priority of this team offensively. They've in a lot of ways they've downgraded a talent in favor of familiarity with scheme and philosophy. So, I mean, yeah, maybe Hoyer could put it together if he follows the script, if you will, the McDaniel script, because that's essentially what we're talking about. The tendencies and the understanding of play design and the evolution of a play all the way through, to the point where probably very little audibles. It's just trusting the play calling that McDaniel's does, that McDaniel's makes. So, um, yeah, maybe Hoyer can win, um, but we haven't really ever seen that. So, and also you got to remember the guy is what 37, 38 years old. So,
Yeah, I would trust Jimmy on the field more than Hoyer.
well, yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
that's
but
what that was
like
my point.
if like say if someone told me like either have Jimmy or Hoyer on the field, but Jimmy has a higher risk, like a 90% risk of getting injured than Hoyer,
Right.
I'd still pick Jimmy over Hoyer.
Because here's the thing, right? So if we want to talk about familiarity with the Patriots and whatnot, give me Jacoby Brissett. I'll take Jacoby Brissett any day of the week, twice on Sunday, over Brian Hoyer. Like I said, in terms of on the field, obviously
Yeah, facts,
been
facts.
there, for what feels like a decade now, maybe not that long, but um, like I said, if we're talking about talent, if we're talking about youth, if we're talking about production on the field, Jacoby Brissett over Brian Hoyer all the way. You can't say anything about well, he's not a McDaniels guy. He's a McDaniel. Like he and Jimmy Garoppolo, as far as the Patriots are concerned, are the same person, right? Like at first it was Brissett, I believe. From no, first it was Garoppolo, yeah, because when Brady was serving that 4 game suspension to start that year after the Gate, and the Patriots started off 4-0 anyhow. If memory serves, Garoppolo won the first 2 games, and then Brissett won. They were both very successful in their 4 game stretch of relief from Brady. So obviously, I don't know.
Yeah, that's when that whole narrative
Obviously,
came about that anybody can win in the Patriot system.
yeah. Well, that's that was right. That's where that narrative emerged of like you can put somebody's grandmother behind center and find a way to come out on top. But you know, I don't know. I mean, the way I look at it, like I said, common theme here throughout free agency, and for this team has been familiar, having a history with the Patriots, having a history under Josh McDaniels. So, I mean, I don't know if we could do a quick, well, I guess we can do a quick lookup of Jacoby Brissett's market value. Because wasn't he just a free agent? Yeah, right.
Brissett he was what over there
Yeah,
with the Cleveland, wasn't he? He was over.
yeah, he was, but now he's on the Commanders. But let's see. Yeah, he signed a 1 year, $10 million contract. So, I mean, I guess because obviously you know, Hoyer's making what, a fifth of that, right? Right? Was Hoyer's making what, like 2 million this year?
Yeah, let me check.
It's either one, if it's 3 million, it's a lot. It's not it's either 1 or 2 million. I'm pretty sure, but the whole point is Brissett is a backup, and he knows that. Like everyone knows he's a backup.
He's actually making under, so he
Are you gonna be like the bet
wait,
minimum?
let me check. No, not under. I read that wrong. He's making 2.2 million per year.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I guess from a cap standpoint, you gotta go with Hoyer. But like, I don't know, get what you pay for, right? 2 million versus 10 million. But
I always think if you're at that point, we're done anyways. I mean, if you're resulting to your backup to be good, I think you're done already. I mean,
but I don't like
I just
I
think
don't
certain times you can get lucky and have a good player, but let's be real, 32 teams, dude, that's not happening on fucking over 7/8 of the teams. Like it's not happening. It's not realistic. It's just not happening. I mean, we can go bring up the teams right now, go through their rosters and look at all their backups. There's going to be guys we've never even heard of. There's going to be dudes we've never even fucking heard of backing up teams. You know what I mean? So I just think when you're at that point, I think you're already. I mean, I think we're Hoyer, in my personal opinion, just in years of watching football, I think the only value that Hoyer brings to us is like, say that we're in like week 16 and we're fighting to get into the fucking playoffs, dude, and Jimmy does go down, dude, and we need to win this game and we need to rely to somebody on the team that can go out there and just finish the team out. That's where I think Hoyer makes his money. But if you're sitting here saying in week fucking 4, Jimmy goes down and you're going to Hoyer and you're acting like we're going to have a chance, that's fucking crazy. Nobody's hiring him as a starting quarterback. So to sit here and think that this fool going to come out here at that age and go on and lead
He's
us
got
to the
extra
promised
eyes
land.
on the sideline to help.
Yeah, I mean
His team.
the reality at the end of the day is Hoyer is only to be here is if somebody fucking gets injured in the last week of this game. That's it.
Yep.
well, yeah, I mean, first of all, I like I said, my whole point was if Brian Hoyer is above Aiden O'Connell on a depth chart, I think there's a problem there. But yeah, I mean, if you get to Aiden, if you get
He
to
has the
Hoyer,
experience. That's why he will be higher than O'Connell because he has 15 years of being in the NFL.
yeah,
And
he's got
and
15 years
and
of
his
holding the
job
clipboard.
is to help Aiden O'Connell and Jimmy G both at the same time. He's not just there to not help them when Jimmy G comes to the sideline. He's gonna be right there to help him and give him extra eyes. Tell him, "Oh, I seen this on the field, or I seen this from this side of the field." That's what he's in here for, to help with like lunatic said, to see the eyes of different parts of the field, extra eyes on the sideline, and that's what he's done in New England with Tom Brady. Tom Brady would come and ask him questions, and then he would tell Tom Brady what he's seen on his side.
If I'm gonna say, because I know Jeff's problem with this is
I'm
like
cool with I'm cool
why
with
is he
Brian Hoyer
paid
coming in for a
why
couple
is he
games if we
paid
need him
backup
to.
quarterback money? And I think the
It's
reason
not
why
that much
is
though. It's
I
not
think the
much as
reason why is that QB coaches don't get paid as much as QBs, so they probably
And he doesn't
wanted
have that many
him
caps.
to teach Aiden O'Connell and help out Jimmy G, but
yeah.
he probably, and this is just a speculation, he probably wanted a higher pay, knowing that he's just going to be a quarterback coach.
But if he needs to come into play, he can play because he's recently been in this offense. He's 1 year out of the offense. Jimmy
I'm
G's
just
been out of the.
explaining why he is in our cap right now.
Yeah, but Jimmy G. When was the last time that Jimmy G was in this offense? Like 5 years ago. And this is another thing for him to help the players from last year that had a hard time with this playbook, this offensive playbook. He's here to help them out too, get them comfortable with the playbook. That's the other reason that he's here to to help the players that couldn't understand it to understand it more with him as a player than as the coach trying to explain it.
But it's the same thing. A coach is still teaching the same thing.
Yeah, but he's been through he's just extra to help the players that need help, like a Renfro. I don't see Renfro on the team after a couple weeks.
Well, we're gonna see pretty soon because exactly, yeah,
Exactly
1 week.
about two
We're
weeks
about 1 week
or
away
1 week.
from it being June 1st. After that, we'll see what happens. We'll see if any trades, cuts, free agency happens.
Yeah. Tom Brady may get involved in this. I just think it's like I wouldn't pay no Marcus Mariota what we paid him before to be our backup.
Yeah, it was like what, 8 million?
8 million. I rather pay. Isn't he getting like 2 mil a year? Wasn't it like a 2 year 4 million?
Who?
Um, Brian Hoyer, wasn't it like a 4 million deal for 2 years or so, something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah. See, it's nothing really. He's not getting compared to other backup quarterbacks.
but it's just that the problem is that he's in our cap and he could just be an assistant quarterback
Right.
coach.
But he
You
still
could
And
pay
has
your
the
quarterback coach.
opportunity to get some plays in if he needs to. He
You could
still,
pay your quarterback coach $50 million and it wouldn't count against the cap. That's what I'm saying.
but
At least
they're
find
giving him the opportunity to still play in this system, and he knows the system very well.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I will give this regime credit as far as from a business standpoint, from a cap management standpoint, they do seem to be making a lot of the right moves. Um, that they seem to be managing it well. Um, and obviously, if you're talking about Jacoby Brissett, who just signed a $10 million deal versus Brian Hoyer, who now just took a $2.2 million deal. If we're talking about cap management, which does matter, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. Um, you know that's that you could see why they made a move like that. Um, and what I'll also say is that I don't know what kind of assurances as far as job security Mark Davis has indicated to Josh McDaniels and or Dave Ziegler. So, if as we were talking about now, the nightmare scenario is Jimmy G goes down and our season is over anyway. You know, as a fan, I'm looking at that as well. I don't love that attitude because this is year two, and you should be having more at least contingency plans for if a guy like Jimmy G, who is injury prone, and we all know
But that's
this.
with the Niners. That's the Niners.
What that yeah, but it becomes our
We have
problem
a
when we
better O
sign him.
line than the Niners did.
Well, look,
It's
I
not.
mean,
It's not that I'm saying that when I make the point that the Niners have a history of quarterback injuries, I'm still worried. What if Jimmy G gets injured?
I
Because
don't think he'll get injured in our offense.
just because if he gets that one bad hit, or
But
he
we're
gets
gonna
like,
have him protected because the Niners run that bootleg um the play action bootleg that leads him by himself against a player. Josh McDaniels does not have that in his playbook. And we
here,
all
let me.
know that stupid Shanahan, that choker Shanahan, what does he chokes every time that he gets to the big floor, chokes. He choked in Arizona or in Atlanta. He choked against Kansas City a couple years back and gets all of his skill players injured. Running backs, wide receivers, tight end.
Well, I'm
yeah.
looking on.
If anything with Shanahan, I don't know what's going on with his regime,
He's
just injuring
choked
his
everywhere
players.
he's gone as an OC, head coach, choked. The Niners will not win a Super Bowl with him. He's a choker. And
Okay, yeah.
supposedly they had the best defense. Didn't we expose their defense last year?
We did. Their defense was still good in the playoffs.
But they still choked at where the game count in the NFC Championship. Like,
Yeah, that game, that NFC Championship game was probably the worst one I've seen because that was just so one sided. It wasn't even one sided where that one team's better than the other. It was just one sided to where the Niners were just so depleted that you're just like, all right, so they're just gonna win because the Niners are just getting injured all over the place out of nowhere. Does anyone know what happened to Dustin?
No, I'm sure he must have lost connection. Um. Well, yeah. Okay. So I have the stats in front of me now. So last year, for example, Carr was tied for 18th. Um, he was 18th fewest time sacked. He was the 18th ranked quarterback in terms of time sacked. So, and he was sacked 27 times, and that was through.
what is Jimmy G? Let's talk about Jimmy G. Screw up
Well, yeah,
Alabama. Carr's not
that's
here
what I'm
no more.
saying.
Like,
That
fuck Carr. Carr's not a
because
Raider.
I mean, well, I was just gonna say that the quarterback in 2022, which was Carr, sacked 27 times last year through 15 games. So how much is that? That's
What was Jimmy G's sack total?
he was sacked 18 times
How many games was he
through
in?
11 games.
Yeah, I think
Hold on.
because the Niners
He would
had
have
a
been sacked the exact same amount of times as Carr.
but
He was on pace to was it the same?
Yeah, he
Let me
was
get a
on
little
pace to
more.
have 27 sacks.
Yeah, 1.6 for Jimmy, and
I
then
still
27
the
for
O line is
15.
trash over there. They're gonna be
There's a
trash
little
this
bit
year
more
too.
for Carr. So I mean, yeah, look, so there is. I mean, there's some reason to be, um, you know,
O line was better, and Ozzy could drop it in here. He talked about it like a month or two ago about how worse the Niners O line was than ours, where they were ranked.
well, I don't know. I think that's debatable. At least in terms of what I was going to talk. My point was going to be about Jimmy G.
You know,
Um,
I'm a big Jimmy G fan. You know, I'm gonna back that guy up.
yeah, no, it's not. It's not really
That's
about
my
Jimmy.
guy.
It's just about.
Car ain't shit to me.
So the sack rate per game was actually more for Carr than it was for Jimmy. So assume obviously these things aren't always going to be linear, but assuming that he play, had he played for the Raiders, assuming that that rate of sacks per game
I
continued.
don't think he would have got the same amount as Carr.
I will say, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I will say Carr was given the most time in the pocket to throw the ball. I think it was the third most. Then Jimmy
Okay.
G. So I will say a lot of Carr sacks were mostly on him.
Yes, there were on him. Jimmy
But but
Jimmy G's gonna
but
throw the
Jimmy
ball
G
quick. He could throw
still
it quick.
same amount of sack rate and got injured.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
Jimmy G could throw the ball quicker than Carr. Carr held it for some damn reason. Because
yeah,
that's
I
my
mean,
knock on him too. He holds the ball too damn long. And I'm just gonna laugh in New Orleans once he throws the damn ball into the ground on third down like he did for us. Or fumbles. Just wait until he fumbles. The Saints won't like him after that.
Sergio, do you have any stats on like how quickly or where Jimmy G ranked in terms of releasing the ball? Like how many seconds it took for
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
that like a next gen stat or something like that?
So let me see. All right, so Jimmy G was 2.3 seconds. Carr
Okay.
was 2.6 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that, and you know, because what's behind those stats, I think, is that especially coming into the McDaniel system, if it's run the way McDaniels wants to run it, is you're going to have a lot of quick passes. There's obviously an emphasis on slot guys. They're going to be running quicker developing, more high percentage routes. Obviously, obviously there's going to be a lot of usage of tight ends. They're going to be running shorter, more high percentage routes. So having receivers like that open would also, um, you know, in general, that's going to mean that Jimmy G is going to have the opportunity to release the ball more quickly. Whereas, if you're not looking downfield, which obviously takes long to develop, all that boils down to not getting sacked. But get the other thing is getting sacked is only one part of it, right? Like you could release the ball right before you get hit, and if you get hit hard enough, that could lead to injury. So that's another factor too. So I just think that like first of all, if we're talking about preservation of Jimmy G, um,
Which I do
you know
fully agree.
right. Well, yeah, I mean that's obvious, right? Like that, if he's going to be your quarterback, just like Brady, honestly, I mean Brady obviously didn't have the injury issues that Jimmy has, but that's also because you know Brady could already have much better pocket, I guess, and he also released the ball very quickly too. That was one of his big things as well. But um, you know, yeah, I mean, I just think the O line is going to have to be it's going to have to be top notch. Like it's going to have to be pretty good. Even in a quick passing scheme. I think it's going to have to be good because every time he gets hit, you know, it's gonna make our heart stop, right? Because it's gonna, it's always in the back of your mind, like, is he gonna get injured for what feels like what the I don't know if he was injured in 2021, but 3 out of the last 4 years. If he goes down with a major injury this year, so um, but my larger point was just that, with the whole Brian Hoyer thing, like I said, I get from a cap management standpoint, you talk about 2.2 million versus, like I said, using the Jacoby Brissett example, you know, he was probably asking if the Raiders had any kind of discussions with him or his agent. He was probably asking for in the neighborhood of the same thing. So, from a cap management standpoint, you could definitely um, see why the Raiders wanted to get a guy like Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, and
My
Jacoby's being paid. He's being paid 8 million for 1 year at Washington.
I thought it was 10. I saw a 1 year, $10 million contract. Even if it's 8, you're still saving north of $5 million.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on Spock Track. It says 1 year, 8 million.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean,
They have it on
but
incentives though, so he's really only getting paid 2 million. It's if he performs or they put him on the field.
so
Then
he
he
only
gets
has $2 million guaranteed.
yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then especially when we're talking about a backup quarterback who guarantees, those are a long shot, and I mean, I don't know, the Raiders could have done the same thing, I would think, if that's the case, because as a GM, you're looking at it as like I said, giving guarantees to a backup quarterback is like, or excuse me, giving incentives to a backup quarterback it's a pretty good gamble because those are probably not going to kick in. Um, but I mean, I guess that because of the injury concerns with Jimmy G, it's somewhat more of a gamble that he's going to have to be put in, and therefore potentially hit those incentives, which obviously boil down to more money spent on him. But like, if it's 2 million guaranteed, I don't see why they couldn't have pursued him because he was a free agent this year, right?
Oh wait, I read that wrong. Hold on. Forget everything I said. That's on me.
Okay.
The
All right.
incentive, you were right about the 10 million. The
Yeah.
incentive is if he's put in and performs, he's given 10 million. He's guaranteed 7 million.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So like I said, you're saving somewhere between 4 and 5 million. So like I said, from a cap management standpoint, that makes sense. But why I don't like that from my standpoint where I sit is that you're in year 2 now of this regime. You just came off of a losing season. The idea is to win more football games. Ideally we're talking about a 2 to 3 win improvement, which with this schedule, there's obviously no guarantee of that. Um, so I would just say that, like, as far as your quarterback goes, which is it's obviously a very important part of your team. Especially as a backup, I'm a lot more confident in Brissett than Hoyer, honestly. And like I said, you can't say anything about lack of familiarity because, like I said, Brissett and Jimmy G, as far as the Patriots go, are pretty much the same person. Like they had,
Weren't they
the same
teammates at one
exact
point?
time. Yeah, remember that was the you might have been too young, but remember when Deflategate happened, Brady served the 4 game suspension, and then Garoppolo, and then Brissett. I think Garoppolo was the backup, and then Brissett went in for him. But together they went 4-0 during Brady's suspension. You remember
So
that?
that's what that was.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
like what I was saying with Dustin. That's where that narrative came about of like the Patriots can win with any quarterback. That's what really rose. So and obviously McDaniels is trying to tap into what he was able to tap into back then with Jimmy G. So for like I said, from my standpoint, if Jimmy G does go down, Yeah, are you going to put in Brian Hoyer? Because at least if you put in Brissett, and look, we've had these. Or I brought up this issue before. I went on a rant a couple weeks ago about how you have the young rookie quarterback. Um, he's probably more talented, or fresher and younger, and more able to make stuff happen than your old fogey veteran backup quarterback. Which is certainly the case. I would say even right now when it comes to Aiden O'Connell versus Brian Hoyer. I mean, if it gets to the point where, you know, like Dustin said, the scenario arises where we're deep in a playoff run, but then Jimmy G goes down, and then if you just for sake of argument, if you were to put in Aiden O'Connell, what probably is going to happen is because he's a rookie and there's a learning curve associated with all of that. Um, maybe we lose those games just because he's not used to the NFL yet. And that to me is fine, at least because at least you're getting this guy who's supposed to be your future. You're getting real NFL game experience, which to me you can't put a price on. But if you're going with a guy who's not Aiden O'Connell, who's supposed to be a more veteran, uh, quarterback contingency plan, if your starter goes down, and you have a chance to make the playoffs, I and you can sort of think in those terms right now because we don't know what's going to happen this season, but you can sort of think in those terms and look to the future and say, okay, like what am I going to set up right now in the event that something like that happens? And I just don't like the mentality of, as Dustin pointed out, well, if Jimmy G goes down, then our season's over anyway. Like this is year 2 of this regime, right? Like there should be at least a playoff push, right? I don't know if that means we're going to the playoffs this year, but you yourself, Sergio, have said you expect this team to go 8-9. Eight and nine's a two win improvement, which is okay, right? You could argue we're heading in the right direction. But if Jimmy G goes down like in the middle of the season, yes, you could, one mentality you could have as well. The season's over anyway, and we end the season with like 4 or 5 wins or whatever. I look at that and I say, well, I don't love that because we could have made more moves in the off season where we prepared for that. Where instead of 4 or 5 wins, we get 8 or 9, right? Which if the McDaniel scheme is so good that you know almost any quarterback can function in it. I mean, maybe even Brian Hoyer can function in it, but I'm just saying, like right now, from where I stand, if I'm taking a gamble, I'm taking a gamble on Brissett over Hoyer, and I just think that they're in more of a win now situation in terms of proving to not only Mark Davis but the football world that this regime is righting the ship, is they're making sure that the team is trending in the right direction.
Yeah, and my reasoning for like 8 and 9, which I doubt anyone here even thought that I was thinking that we were going 8 and 9. I don't know if anyone even thought of that, but like the reason like
Dude,
I'm at
I've
eight and
seen
nine,
worse. Fucking Rudy would tell you we're fucking winning 2 games. And
no, but like when it comes to me
lunatic. That
specifically,
is
like
that's Cortez that watches the donkey midget porn. I got dudes breaking down, got to be answering some calls and helping. But outside of that, that's who be watching that midget porn. That's why his fool always got his camera off and muted. But outside of that, go on.
no, I was saying like me specifically, like how much I talk in this panel, like I'll speak a lot of positives about the regime, but I doubt anyone here expected me to say we're gonna have a losing season. And like the reason why like I'm saying 8 and 9 is because I see the potential, but I need to know what the roster looks like, or I need to know like what the exact plan is to like know officially like, all right, this is where we're going with this. Because right now, how I'm looking at it right now, whether Jacobs is on the team or not, however the offensive line looks, if Hunter Renfro's gone or not, like that's kind of how I'm thinking right now. So That's where I have this like, whatever situation happens, I think this team is built to win 8 games. And later on, however the roster settles, then that's where I can be like, we can still steal a game or two. Like we can still win or two, which is I think 8 and 9 would be pretty good because the only way I can be wrong is if we suck and we actually go like 6 wins or 5 wins, or we steal, like I said, we steal a win or two and we go 10-7 or 9-8. So that's kind of where I have us. I'm trying to be like a devil's advocate when it comes to this.
Right.
Like I'll say my prayers. I'll say like a lot of good talk about McDaniels and how Ziegler and how they're building this, but I'll also give my judgment, like how Jeff says, like how a lot of Raider fans says a lot, because I don't want to throw the dice and immediately say it's going to be a 6 when my
Right.
chances of it being a 6 are very low.
So
You know what I
let
was
me ask
thinking
you.
just now is that Josh and them this year, they are not showing nothing. Like they're not showing
Yeah,
nothing. You remember
and that's
like
the
last
one
year?
thing that's the hardest too. A lot of people
Wasn't
have
it
been
last year in
freaking out.
OTAs and stuff? They were doing the walls second or third field down. Like they made the dude sit in the fucking box, and they couldn't even look down there because they
That's
had this
and that yeah,
wall.
that's a lot of things that a
And
lot of people have been questioning about with OTAs and rookie camps. Like even when it comes to the photos, everyone's been noticing like we've been getting no information lately
this year we
about
ain't got shit. This year we haven't got shit.
Beaten.
Like we're getting little ass clips here and there, but let's be fucking real. They've already been through the rookie fucking deal. Like it's not like they ain't been fucking playing. They've already been through it. They're gonna go through another one here right now. Well, what's today's date? Yeah, they're gonna go through right here at the end of the week.
yeah. So that's
You know
what
what I
makes it
mean?
feel
So
so different is we don't know what's going on.
yeah, it's
Like at
crazy,
all.
dude. I mean, I don't know. Some of these dudes, like, what was that? Was that Trey and frickin' Trey and O'Connell in that picture
In which picture?
at the party? At the party,
I think.
that's who it was, wasn't it?
I gotta see the
And
picture again.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, fucking, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think our team's gonna be pretty good. Look, I get how you guys feel. Like, I totally get it, but this is a lot different than Gruden, man. Like it's a lot different. I don't have the same feeling. Like so, when Paul Gunther was here, I knew he wasn't getting better. I knew it for a fact. I was advocating for this. Fuck, dude, like fuck, week 3, 4 in that season to straight get rid of this fool. But the difference is like when Patrick Graham played in that Senior Bowl and he was able to coach up the team and be able to have shoot where he wanted and have control inside there and just see how he worked with the people, how they dominated that game the way they did. It makes you look at shit a little bit different where you're like, okay, hold on here. If this guy gets the players, this guy actually can coach like motherfuckers. So it's not like this guy doesn't know what he's fucking doing. Where I was like at first, like, get rid of this dude. This guy don't know what the fuck he's doing. That's what I was thinking in the beginning of the season. And I really thought that the whole entire season, to be honest with you. But at the same time, when I got to watch him go in there and then have players, and then not only not only did they have the players, we have 5 of the fucking players. We have 5 of the players that were in the fucking in the Senior Bowl on our team. So it obviously shows like they feel that he could carry that same coaching mentality with those dudes over to our team in the NFL. Like that's the thing people are not understanding. Like out of what did we get? 8. We got 8 players. Did we 8, 9?
9.
9. 5 or 6 are from the fucking from the Senior Bowl. You know what I mean? 5 or 6 of those players came from the Senior Bowl. There was only one fucking guy there coaching, and that was Graham. So that's offensively, defensively, what he took. You know what I mean? So, like
that's the only reason why I'm like, all right, I'll give Graham this second year because he did show me because look, you got to look at the game from a lot of different atmospheres, like different scenarios because. You got to think he prepped that. He's the one talking with his offensive defensive coordinators. He's the one that's getting the game plan and shit set together. So I think it was kind of like even a showcase for like a head coaching job too in the future. Is that if he has the right things in play, this guy can actually organize it right. Didn't he beat him like 27 to 10,
Yeah,
27-10,
yeah.
27-14, something like
It was
that?
27 to
Like
10.
yeah, so I mean, it's not like the dude and Hayner fucking classed it, dude. Like, so again, all I'm saying is at the end of the day, when I look at our team, I don't have this faith in Josh. Okay, I'm gonna just straight up tell a motherfucker right now, dude. Like, I'm saying right now, and I don't care how anybody feels. I've watched football. I've analyzed it. I watch fucking players, everything, and I'm not saying I'm just great at it. But what I'm gonna fucking say is that listen, our offense is way fucking better. It's way better. There's no debating it. There's no saying,
Oh
oh
yeah,
no, it's
I got no
not.
worry
No,
about that.
the offense is fucking it's tight end better and fucking wide receiver better. And I've even said, can you do me a favor? Like, let's do this real quick. Go over to can you go to my Instagram page and go to that video I just put up of Sincere McCormick. Let's show it. Let's show it up on this motherfucker. Like
Okay.
this is what people ain't understanding. I've been talking about this guy for what a whole entire year now, dude. People ain't fucking get on board, get pay attention, get educated because this dude ain't no fucking slouch over here, all right, man. This dude, we'll watch this video. He'll get it up. We'll bring it. I want to watch the whole video, so click on it and go to the whole video.
Yeah, hey, I've been saying too, like, if we're looking for a Josh Jacobs replacement, this is the guy.
Oh man, I've said from day one, let's get rid of Josh and go with this dude. Back-to-back 1,400-yard seasons, dude. I said this guy reminded me of Warwick Dunn like a motherfucker. Just the heart in this dude, the type of person, mentality. This guy ain't no slouch, man. And you're about to see this shit too. Like when people think like Josh is the only guy that has this type of mentality or got this mind frame, watch. We'll see. Have you seen this video yet or no?
I saw it. And when I saw this, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is what I'm talking about. Like, this dude
Yeah.
is motivated. Like, this is
That's
like
what
when
I
you
say.
say, like, when Michael Thomas heard Derek's coming to New Orleans, and he's like, oh, my ankle's fine. I'm all better. Look at me.
Yep.
Look at me bench pressing all this weight.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm about to screen share right now. Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. Like, I don't think people are so aware of the people we actually really do have on our team. Can we blow this up or no? Is that it?
This is as close as I can get.
Oh, no. Hell no, you can't. Look. This is Sincere McCormick. It was just in practice. This guy got heart, dude. Look at this motherfucker, dude. He looked like a pit bull, bro. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Let's go. Wow. Look at that. 425 5 times. Like, what the fuck, bro? Dude ain't no fucking slouch. Look at this. This guy covered ground. I'm telling you, dude, like, this dude ain't no slouch, man. This guy's no slouch. He's a fucking really good dude. This guy's gonna fucking shock people, man. Like,
Not only
I don't
that,
know why most people don't
on a
know this fucking guy, man.
on a personal perspective, how motivated he is he's the first dude in his family ever to graduate high school.
Nice. That's what I'm saying. You get dudes like them. They're the ones that try the hardest, dude. They got shit to prove.
And that's why I'm thinking, like, when I heard this, I'm like, he's got it. Like, The only reason he went as a UDFA was because he got injured.
And dude, it was in a big year, dude, where a lot of people I keep trying to say about that year is that there was a lot of fucking player depth at certain positions, and the NFL obviously showed it was showcasing wide receiver, offensive lineman. I mean, that's why even fucking what's his name fell so far down because all the linebackers started going off at the time. Where Theo Mumford, dude, I've said in most drafts it averages around 600 to 700 people. That draft averaged 1,400 people because of COVID and the way that they did the schools and all that shit at the time. So that's why that shit was like that, and that's why certain players fell because other positions were so top heavy that teams were taking that. And I think it was receiver, if I remember right. There were a lot of receivers they were taking in that one, and linebackers. So uh, again, man, like I said, I think Sincere McCormick's gonna be a badass. That dude ain't no slouch. You see the dog in this dude, like he ain't nobody that's just ain't gonna come in here. I don't know why so many people are so worried about Josh. Look, I just say I don't think a lot of people are familiar with the team. You know what I mean? Like they want to talk about the Raiders, they want to support the Raiders, and then they want to bash them and say, "Well, I don't think you guys are familiar with them, man. Like you wouldn't be saying the things that you're saying if you knew who the fucking players are. Like, that's all I'm trying to say, dude. Like, Sincere is no slouch. He's not a dude like fucking where you guys are giving Zeus credit because he came from Georgia. That's the only fucking reason. The dude didn't have a 700-800 yards in college, and that's playing in there, dude. Like, look, dude, when Josh came out, he was playing behind really good halfbacks. I mean, fuck, he had Harris, he had Najee Harris, freaking who else was the other guy there? He was really good ass motherfucker too. Freaking oh man. Long story short, he was surrounded around good halfbacks over there, dude. Like when we're looking at Sincere ran for back to back 1,400 yards, bro. Like freaking he ain't coming from no good deal. Things like that. So salute Navy vet. Appreciate you, bro. Freaking appreciate you stopping by, man.
Yeah, and
But that's all.
if I can say what the running back room should be, if Josh Jacobs stays, it would be Jacobs, Amir, Sincere, Jacob Johnson, Britton or Zamir. I could care about either one. Although I would favor Britton
If
over Zamir.
if I can pick our roster right now, I would take Sincere McCormick. I would ship Josh, so I don't even give a fuck if Josh on the team. I would take Sincere McCormick, Britton Brown, fucking Miradula, Yak Johnson, and let's go. Fuck Zeus. Like I said, Zeus is the only guy I've ever seen that'll hit a pole in an open field. Motherfucker got wide ass open field, gonna run right in the fucking pole. Like the fucking guy runs into everybody, dude. You can't have a guy on your team where in college he needed, a fucking semi gap to be able to get a cut gap on him or a counter out of him and go. Go look at his 17 plays. What do you have? 17 plays, dude, for 70 yards? Like that's what he got. And then go look at where his big plays were. It was when he was out on the outside. He was out on the outside line, dude, when they hiked it and fucking gave it to him out there on the outside. So it's not like this dude's running behind and doing great things. I said Britton Brown, watch, people are going to be shocked by Britton Brown. Britton Brown got vision. He got phenomenal fucking legs. Like, I think Britton Brown's going to be something to look out for
Hey,
because,
I said, even though it was preseason, that dude was arguably the best player in preseason. Like
yeah,
he
I
was
mean,
going out. And guess where Zamir was? No, he wasn't in preseason. He wasn't in training. He wasn't working out. Moment he gets a chance to be on the field, the dude chokes.
yeah, I
That's
think in the long run, I think Britton's going to be the better halfback of the two because like I said, I just don't like the way Zamir. I don't like Zamir's running style. I don't like the way he sees things. I don't like how every single time that he had any opportunity. Look, dude, it's one thing if you run into your players like once or twice. It's a different thing when you got 17. You got the ball 17 times and you ran into your players like fucking 12 of those 17 times. Like that's a problem. That's a massive problem, and that becomes a vision problem. So that's what that is. So nice, nice. So for me, I would have to say like for me, I would probably just pass on Zamir for right now. There's nothing wrong putting him on the bench and playing him back. I just think Britain has
Salute Navy
more to
vet.
the table, more to the table at the moment. So, and look, dude, I would just trade Josh. I would go to Josh. I would tell him like, this is what I would do. I'd be like, Josh, listen, you've already made it public. You don't want to play past 30 years old. You're not really, you've already said that you would take less money as long as we distributed the money with the team. So if you're for real, look, I'll give you $12 million a year because I'm not giving you no more. And I don't care what any person says. 12 million is the top I'm giving Josh, dude. That's where the line is. I would do 4 year, 50 million, dude. You know, like 48. What it was, it would be like 4 year, 48 million. That put him right at the 30-year mark, dude. That way he can retire. He can get his fucking deal. He's getting $48 million out there. I'd probably give him the first 2 years fully guaranteed of that contract, just because, like I said, the way they're going to run him and the way we're going to try to go after a Super Bowl with the players, the odds are he's probably going to risk injury sooner in the first 2 years than the last 2 years. So I would probably try to front load the contract, use him as much as possible, and then at the end, worst case, you can either, if he gets injured, he sits. You've got options in that way for me. Uh, and that's if we keep him. If not, I'll just tell him like, okay, look, dude, let's figure this out because one, we're not gonna just release you. So if he does not sign the franchise tag, and by fucking what is it, July 17th, he's gonna sit on the bench the whole year. There's no if, and, or but. He's on a non-exclusive franchise tag. He has an option. He has two options. Either a team gonna trade 2 first-round picks and give him a contract, which then we have the option to either match the contract, which we're not going to, because if a team comes out and says, "Oh, we're gonna give you 15 fucking million and give us 2 first round," I'm gonna be like, "See you later, motherfucker." Like, you can bet your ass on that. But at the same time, nobody's gonna do that because nobody has yet. He's been there the whole entire time. Not one person's offered anything for Josh. Not any picks,
No,
not any contracts. So
I keep saying this. Like, I was even talking to, like, my barber's a Giants fan, and I was asking him. I was curious, like, what's going on with Saquon? Because I know he was offered 17 million and he declined it, and this dude told me that he does not like Saquon's agent because his agent was asking for over 20 million, and after that the Giants just stopped talking. They're just like,
yeah,
we're not gonna give you over 20 million, and they Giants fans think that Saquon's agent fumbled the bag, literally and metaphorically, because now they're probably not going to offer Saquon 17 million because now they probably see him like
and
as
they shouldn't, dude. Because listen, people are taking the McCaffrey contract out of context, dude. Like that was backloaded contract, dude. That's why he was getting paid that money in the end. Derrick Henry's contract's more real, and I think it's like 15.2 million. But then let's be real, not Josh or fucking Saquon has outperformed Derrick Henry at any point in their career over the last fucking 5 years. So just because you had one good fucking year doesn't mean that you're better than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry held the rushing title for what, 2-3 years in a row? Like you got out and got it in 1 year, and you got lucky because our coach just ran the fuck out of you, dude. Like, let's not misconcept how you got it. Like, this
not
is
only
where I
that,
think Raider fans got a problem, dude.
not
You're
only
gonna
that,
go
but
out here.
it took how long for Derrick Henry to finally get worn out, like injured?
And let's be real, dude. Over there, they got Ryan fucking Tannehill's garbage ass, dude. Like, of course they're gonna run the fucking ball a lot. And they got Todd Downey fucking calling the plays because he's a dipshit. But at the same time, Josh ain't gonna fucking do that, knowing that he's got Devontae Myers, fucking, he's got Myers, Mayers, fucking Hooper, fucking Howard, he's got freaking Dorsett, he's got Tucker, he's got Renfro. No. Josh is getting like 1,200 fucking yards. You can mark that shit. If I was gonna go bet $1,000 at the MGM right now, I'm gonna put fucking $1,000. Josh gets 1,200, nowhere even close to 2,000, because we're not gonna run him like that. Because see, look, I'm a real motherfucker, So when I go into that casino, I'm going to make this bet. The first things that are going to come up in my motherfucking mind is that, well, Josh got 2,000 all-purpose yards because the whole offensive was fucking damn near depleted, dude. They have fucking offensive line. They rotated it 21 different times. They had fucking no receivers. They had no tight ends. Josh was really the only good halfback the whole entire time. That's why he got those yards. Let's not misconcept that outside of fucking Devontae Adams, you had Mac fucking Hollins, dude. Like, of course, Josh gonna get some balls thrown his way. You know, like these are the things that, whatever reason, fake ass fans don't think about this is that they don't sit here and look at the team and say what the reality was of why they were there. People want to sit here and say, well, we got there. You don't even know how we got there. You don't even know how. You just want to, you want to be like my woman and negligate everything it took to get to that fucking point and just act like you magically just went to sleep, woke up, and you got there without any of the sacrifice or any of the ways that you got there or any detail in how you got there, what teams you fought, how hard you fought those teams, where they were ranked, how they were ranked, how we were ranked, what we were playing, when we played them, you know, like all that shit fucking matters. For whatever reason, people just go, well, nah, we got there. We're the best. No, the fuck we're not. No, the hell we're not. We played some shit-ass fucking teams, almost didn't even get a winning record, almost lost, and then got lucky to get there and still got our ass beat. Like, those are the things, like, if you're not identifying those or acknowledging that, dude, you're not making your team better. You're making it worse, dude. Like, and that's straight facts. So, I don't know. I mean, I think in today's deal, when people talk football or talk about our team, dude, we got too much fake ass shit going on. We got too much fake analyzing going on. Like I've always said, I don't just sit here with high hopes. Like some people tell me, they're like, well, you're optimistic about where the team. It's not that. It's that when I've looked at teams over the years and I've looked at the way that these guys play and I've watched the way that these Patriot motherfuckers have ran their shit and been organized, and then I'm sitting here saying that, damn, we damn near got three of their main players, like they're balling players. We didn't just go over there and pick up their fucking water boy. We didn't just go over there and pick up some assistant. We went over there and got their starting quarterback for 20 years. We got their fucking starting offensive coordinator for the last 20 fucking years. And we got their fucking GM under GM assistant for the last fucking, for 7-8 years. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of shit that you're not understanding. Like, we just plucked all their main dudes.
Like, yeah, like we took the guy who was in charge of their scouting department, the guy that basically was the core of their offense, and then the guy that designed the offense.
That's right. And then not only that, dude, like you say, Ziegler, when he's scouting for players and running that shit, his information's coming right from Bill, right out of his mouth, dude. When Ziegler goes and says, hey, man, I think we should get this guy. I like this guy. Bill's like, nah, I don't like him because of this. That's when Ziegler learns, because that's what Bill's going to tell him, because you know why Bill's going to give him that information? Because he's scouting it for him. He needs him to see it the same way that he sees it. That shit matters. That shit's important, dude, you know? So when we're sitting here saying in year 2, hey, let's be fucking real. In year 2, John Gruden had all kind of first-round draft picks. He had all kind of first-round picks. I like this year 2 draft class over where we were fucking in John Gruden's year 2 class, just as a whole in players and where we got them and who we picked up. Like, watch, we're going to have way more success with our players than they ever did with that fucking draft class, dude. And nobody's going to give them credit for it. They're just going to keep talking shit, keep saying, oh, it's Josh. Now, you guys are fucking dumb, dude. Like, straight fucking dumb.
I got receipts where someone said that the 2019, 2020, and 2021 draft class was better than this draft class.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. That's why I say it's just insane. Like, you got fucking guys like, look at Damon Arnett threatening a fucking valet with a gun, bro. Like, this guy's fucking dipshit. That's how bad he sucks.
I already know who that person is, Sergio, who you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. That's why, look here, you come from MIA. The minute you get the smell of him, bro, the minute the butthole smell, juices smell, you're like, fucking, hold on. He's like this. He's like, fucking MIA, fuck over there. Hold on, I gotta do the mic mute.
I'm talking to my sister.
Bro, he's like Hulk Hogan. He's like,
and then all of a sudden, he's like, I'm talking to my sister. All of a sudden, it's like, yeah, man, you hear he know exactly the name. He's like, yep, I know exactly who that is. You know, like motherfucking get out of here, Cortez, you little hoe.
Yeah, you got Damon Arnett doing his thing. No one knows where Alex Leatherwood is, of all
Proof
people.
right there.
What is that her?
No, but that's her on the phone. My sister.
Oh, is it? I don't know if she wants you showing her the
Yeah.
YouTube.
She's about to have surgery tomorrow at 1. You remember what I told you?
Yeah,
Dustin?
I know.
Finally.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah,
She's gonna
Dustin
have it
knows
at
all
1
my
o'clock.
shit because we're very close.
Yeah, she's gonna have it at tomorrow at 1.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be done like in the same day? Few hours? Yep, that's what I think. Frickin'.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's gonna take 2 hours.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I just think frickin' with everything going on, man, like
And I'm
going into this year, I
and
don't
I'm
see
very
how he's
worried about this surgery. See, do you
what.
hear me? It's just I don't know. I think it's scary. Oh, my brother-in-law.
Anytime you're dude, listen, man, I was dying.
Because that's
Okay,
my only
listen, like
sister.
last
Like
week,
that, she's my
good
only
luck in
sister.
your
So like, and like my
recovery.
mom's not here no more. And like,
You
like
see
I,
what Bet said right here for you, Cortez?
yep, yep. Thank you. Yeah, like all kinds of shit. I'll talk or after this. I gotta talk to you, Dustin. I'm kind of upset with somebody. I'll talk to you about it later.
All right.
alright, so anyway, so Damon Arnett's doing his dumb thing. No one knows where Alex Leatherwood is, if anyone even
He's in
remembers that name.
Chicago. He's in Chicago as a backup.
The backup to the backup.
Yeah, he's a backup too.
Cleveland Farrell, he's not. D'Amico Ryan ain't there. He ain't gonna ball out in the Niners defense. Colton Miller's okay. Jacobs might not be here. There's a
I don't
possibility.
know though. So look, man, I'm gonna tell you. I do believe he's gonna do good there. I'm not gonna lie, because look, you're right that D'Amico's not there, but let's be real. That's a Vic Fangio defense that was a created
What?
Vic Fangio defense.
¿Por qué eso?
That's gonna be just handed down. I think the next guy in line. What was that guy's name? Is it Steve? Who's the guy that took the job? Fucking
¿Por qué? Nomás lleve eso.
oh man, for the defensive coordinator for over there, fucking damn, why can't I remember his fucking name? They hired a guy. God, what the fuck is his name? Can you look it up? What's the Niners defensive coordinator's name?
Steve Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes, dude, he's not gonna be no slouch, bro. And he comes through, and he was good too before that. If I remember right, he was the one that went to Arizona, right? Wasn't he Arizona's fucking head coach for a minute? But long story short, dude, like that, I think that defense is just rotation because of the scheme where, like I said, from Vic.
Who's gonna help you? Who's gonna help you? No.
Wait, Cortez, mute yourself. Thank you.
Yeah, so for me, I'm just gonna say, like, for me, if motherfucking what's his name, Arden Key went over there, fucking regained his fucking success, man, I can't see how I cannot see how Clee can't. Let's be real. Arden Key got moved to the D tackle. I've been saying the whole time, dude. I don't know if you've heard me because I don't, this year, but I've said a hell of times on this show this year and previous years that I think fucking Clee should have stayed at the D tackle the whole time. I've said it since day one that he should have stayed there. He had his highest pressure rate there. He's had his most success inside there. Gruden and them just started moving that motherfucker around, and he's just never had it again. But if it was me, you can go back and even in graphics show anywhere on all kinds, dirties, everybody's. I've talked on all these dudes, and I've said, like, I think he should have stayed at that D tackle position because I think that was where he was the best at.
I think it was Gus Bradley that messed him up.
Yeah, I think, but long story short, at the end of the day, I do think he's going to do good in the Niners. But I could be wrong, but I think
and
he
then you
will.
got What's another first rounder? You got Abram. Only reason he got accepted
Saints.
by the Saints was because of Carr.
Yeah, facts.
The whole Ruggs deal happened.
With the honey
Like
badger, he's gonna be over
such
there with
a
the honey.
such a waste of freaking so many first round picks.
It is, and that's my point. We're not
Like
gonna
why?
have the
This is
waste
why it
here.
gets me so confused. Is why does no one crucify Gruden over this? Like that is way too many first round picks.
Hell no, they'd say fire Josh. That's what they would say. They'd be like fire Josh for Gruden's fuck up. Like that's how these fools think, dude, and
This
that's
is
how a
why I
lot of
say
these guys.
are we all forgetting? Like this was an actual stat. Since 2018, the Raiders are dead last, not first round picks, but entire draft classes, how many snaps they played for them. And we're dead last.
Yeah.
That just shows how bad our drafting was since 2018.
And watch how good Ziegler's are. Watch Neil Farrell and Butler come out and be high contributors right in year two,
I've been
instantly
randomly
in the fourth
hearing,
round picks.
I don't know if you've been hearing, I've been randomly hearing that Butler and Farrell apparently have chances of getting their jobs taken, like their
From where?
development. Uh, First, I was hearing it in random articles, and then
No,
Chatsport
I'm
says
just
it.
saying from who? Who's gonna take their job? That's here.
Uh,
Because
like
you only got
our
Jenkins. You got
recent
like
seventh,
Jenkins.
our
You got
recent seventh
Jenkins,
grader, not seventh grader, our recent seventh rounder, and yeah, John Jenkins, basically that they're
John
gonna take their
Jenkins.
jobs.
Then you're saying dude from Arizona that's got familiarity with Pierce. But I mean, shit, dude. If you're telling me he's a seventh round and we're gonna fucking pass on Butler from Tennessee in the four, I don't know how
The
that's gonna
reason why
happen.
is
Or
because
Neil.
apparently
Both the
Farrell,
Neil and them had better production than that dude.
yeah, it's
But
because
what
I've
were
been
we gonna
hearing
say?
because then I was wondering if like any big Raider content creators were saying this, and then Chatsport says because Farrell has bad work ethic and the front office regrets drafting Butler.
You know, I'm not gonna. So look, I'm not gonna argue that comment right there because of and this is the reason why. Because Ziegler made it very clear, dude, when he was in the combine when they were doing the interview with him there. He said, dude, like with the reason about, like he didn't technically say like they made fucking Reese fucking resign or not, but he made comments as we got rid of people that were in the scouting department that wasn't seeing it on the same deal. We had two different types of skills, the way that we were looking at people and evaluating people. So I'm not going to argue that it wasn't one of their picks, but not, you know what I mean? Because like he even made comment that he made a comment that the Raiders already scouted these players beforehand, before they got here, and they had to go with what was already on the board. They couldn't go for like what they were doing for New England. You know what I mean? So at that point, I wouldn't argue that comment, but I don't know, man. You don't ship Jonathan Jenkins if you think Neil Farrell's production wasn't producing. Like I don't think you make that move there. I think you ship Jonathan Jenkins because you know Neil Farrell has the development. So I don't know if I would agree with that. I don't know, man. Anything can happen in a year, so I can't speak on it. Matthew Butler, I can probably agree with because of the fact just the playing time. Uh, I mean, what he only had, he had a half a sack in that Charger
Yeah,
game.
he
So I
had
mean,
half a sack, but I
I
think
don't
it's
know,
also
man. I
because
don't
how
know.
Neil Farrell had a lot of playing time compared to Butler.
Yeah, and I mean, I guarantee you people are going to argue, like, well, they didn't play last year and they were healthy scratches. And I would say, yeah, but you had fucking Billings and fucking Blind Nichols and all these other dudes. Like, you're not going to go take a rookie and put it over dudes you're paying $5 fucking million and $10 million if the rookie isn't even playing to their deal. And not only that, they're fourth and fifth round fucking players. They're not like they came out in the third fucking round. Like these are fourth and fifth round players. So like I don't know. I mean, to sit here and assume that dude from Arizona is gonna win or take a spot just because he knows Pierce, like I think that's crazy. And the guy's never even played it down in the NFL. These guys got a season underneath them, so I don't know about that, man. I mean, I would argue that I don't. I would think the dudes. I would think at least Neil or Butler, either one has an advantage over him instantly. Like instantly, just in like playing in the games or even being there or training for him, being with the team for the whole year, not being out of college, the body weight, the game speed, all those things that matters. And then to
Yeah,
just imply like that,
no matter who ends up like starting or has what type of job, I still like our room for the defensive line no matter what, just because how
hey,
stacked it is right now.
you're right. Jenkins can come in and fucking take a spot easily. That dude ain't no slouch. He's a big body motherfucker too. So I can understand like saying, but I think they would just revert back to the practice squad. I mean, I don't think they're just gonna fucking cut him. Like you would have smarter sense to cut a dude they got in the free agent than a draft pick. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
No, that's why I'm
unless he's
saying
just
like
that
that's why I'm saying
bad,
like no matter who is, it's like it's kind of like something that Ziegler said where you want your team to be structured where you know who the fifth guy in your roster is. Like you want to know who the fifth guy in the defensive tackle room is, rather than being like, well, we picked up this random guy from the street. Let's hope he does good. Instead, like, no, I picked this guy from here, and our first, second, third, fourth guy either is playing bad or they're injured. I know he can probably do it, so let's see what we got. It's kind of like something Ziegler said. I forgot his exact quote, but that was basically what he said.
yeah. Because I mean, if you're just looking at the D tackles, dude, I mean, you can say like Byron Young, Tillery. You still have Bly Nickel there. He was started last year, so I'm just counting him instantly because he's going to be there. Frickin', you have Neil Farrell, Matthew Butler. Frickin', that's just five right there, dude. We have like 8 or 9 defensive tackles, and you're probably only going to keep 5. So you're right. And I mean, there's going to be dudes getting cut regardless. And then you're probably keep 2 to the practice squad. So like I said, I mean, it's a good thing for us to finally sit and say that when you're talking about players that probably have good ceiling, that you may be cutting them or reverting them. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think our team's pretty good. Just got to get there. And again, they got to train, they got to practice, they got to do a lot of things, dude, before we can just sit here and say we're going to be good or not. And is Josh going to get this offense clicking together in the first year right away? Is O'Connell going to beat Jimmy for the starting job? I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen here. So, outside of that, I mean, I don't know. You have anything else you want to talk about, or you want to hop off?
Um, nah, I think I'm good.
You sure? I mean, if you got any topics, we can talk. I mean, it doesn't matter. But
Well, my only two topics were kind of fun topics, like predictions for Tyree and Michael Mayer, like stats or like how they're going to do their first year.
what do you think they're going to do stat wise?
Yeah.
So Tyree, Tucker, and Mayers.
No, just Tyree and Mayer.
Tucker, right?
Tyree Wilson and Michael Mayer.
Okay, so you're saying Tyree Wilson for defense and then Mayer offense.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Before you say yours, I'll let you think. So, on the top of my head, I'm thinking like I think for sacks, I think Tyree can get 7, and then tackles for loss, I'll give him 14. I'll give him around 30 pressures. 60, 60 to 70 total tackles. And one forced fumble.
I got 8 sacks, 50 quarterback pressures, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, and 77 tackles. That's where I think he'll be. And he might be higher in the tackles because they'll probably play him inside and out. So he can be higher, but I would say around 77 in his first year is probably where I can see him at.
You're saying he'll
Probably
get 50 pressures?
I think he'll get 50 quarterback pressures. I think I think he can be upwards of 10 to 12 sacks, but that's just trying, I'm not saying it's unrealistic. It can most definitely fucking happen, but I think he can probably get a high pressure rate because I think so. Look, I said 26 sacks, I think, between the two of them is what I said. And if
Yeah.
you looked at Mac at what would that be? 14-8 would be 22. No, it'd
I'm
be, yeah.
thinking Max. I'm saying Max is going to get at least 15 sacks.
Yeah, that's my point. So if he gets 15 and he gets 10, if he gets 10, just say 8 to 10 sacks in his rookie year, which probably be more realistic around the 8 mark. But let's just say 8 to 10 with 50 quarterback pressures. That's not bad at all. And look, I go look up you think I'm kidding about fucking Clee? Go look up Clee's quarterback pressures in his first year. I mean, if I remember right, it was pretty dang high, and same with the second. Like it was. That's what they were so mad about is that he was getting so many pressures, but he wasn't getting no production from them. You know what I mean? He wasn't getting no sacks. Wasn't disrupting people. But then they just started moving him around at the D and everything like that. So
Yeah, in 26 games, he had 36 pressures and 6.5 sacks.
yeah, see, fucking 36 and 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm saying I think he'll do 8 to 10 for 50 in 1 year. Max is upwards of 80 to 90 pressures. You know what I mean? And I just think when you're pushing Max is pushing one way and Tyree may be pushing the other way. I mean, motherfucker's going to run right into him regardless. You know what I mean? So,
Not only that, they're going to send Chandler, and as old as he is,
yeah.
you got to keep an eye on Max and Tyree. So that gives
Tyree's going to be in
Chandler.
the inside, so he can reach in and have a longer reach on a guy. You know what I mean?
And that's
So,
why I compared him to Sean Jones, because during that time, what made Sean Jones so crazy is I think Max and Tyree will be like Howie Long and Sean Jones, because Howie Long knows the techniques. He's got the speed. He's crazy. Quarterbacks are afraid of this guy. Meanwhile, Tyree, Sean Jones, they got like they use their power and their size to an advantage, to where like a video, Sean Jones was like half a yard, not half a yard. That's unrealistic, but like he was like almost 6 feet away or 7 feet away from the quarterback, and instead of beating the guard, he just reached over the guard and just grabbed the quarterback by the jersey and was
yeah.
just pulling him towards him and
Yeah.
made the guard fall on the quarterback.
That's facts. That is facts. What's your deal for Mares?
I think because of the play style Mare has and because of the weapons we have, I think Mare will be borderline either under 700 yards or a little over it, but I think he'll get 9 touchdowns.
So it's funny. I literally just said that I would go 800. I said 60 receptions, 840 yards, 10 touchdowns. I think they'll use him inside the red zone to be able to get those deals. And with Jimmy, I think he's going to be able to take advantage of that with him
Yeah,
because he's
I
ran with
think, yeah,
Kittle
in
for
my
so
opinion,
many
like I
years.
don't, in my opinion, in his rookie year, I don't think he'll have a lot of yardage, but I think once they make it in the red zone or they want to do a scoring play, I think they're just going to go to him right away.
The only reason I think he'll get 800 plus is because I don't think, I mean, Howard is going to, like, they're not going to push on Howard, or I think Cooper has a better chance of being the number 2 receiving tight end. I think Myers is going to be the number 1 tight end, because, like, receiving tight end, because at the end of the day, Myers, I think, has a better ceiling catching for one. Howard, I don't really know anybody knows where he's at, like running or catching, type that. And Austin Hooper, let's be real, like he didn't even really do that well in the first half of that season. He came on in the second half of the season and played pretty well. So I think he can get 800. I think he can probably push it. You're probably more right. Probably around the 600-700 would be more realistic. But I'm gonna give him faith at 600. I mean, what's 60 by 840?
14 yards per reception.
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty good. That's probably where he'd be at too.
Yeah, I do think his touchdown production is going to be pretty high because even the NFL knows something because how they're just like, who do you think is going to be the best tight end? Is it going to be Dalton or Mayer? And then people making arguments like, well, Mayer's the better blocker, but Dalton's the better receiver. And then you got Tyree and Will Anderson, where they're like, well, Tyree's got the power and strength, but Will's got like the speed and the agility. So it's gonna be fun to see.
That is that. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, we got a long ways to go, man. We got a long ways to go. I mean, we still got months before the season's even started. I want to see when our players start getting bulked up, getting ready to start the season, how much energy, where everybody's sitting. I'm kind of gonna start pushing for O'Connell, dude. Like I want to see what O'Connell can kind of do now. So hopefully they'll give him some playing time in the preseason. If he starts carving fools up, man, I mean you just never know. So
And let's not forget June 1st is a week away. So roster cuts, some trades that might happen.
Yep.
So we don't know.
If Adams is going to be out, it's going to be after that because they say his contract's only $8 million on the books after June 1st this year, and then fucking my bad. Then you got Jacobs, you got Renfro. I mean, there's a lot. But let's be real. I mean, if we were able to get back 40 plus mil, I mean, we can get some really good players, dude. Like, we would have some really good players on our team. But I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to speak on, or?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, well, shit, man. We're gonna bounce up out of here, dude. Like I say, salute Raider Nation. Appreciate you all being here, staying with us all these hours, man. Always talking football with us. We'll be back on Friday? So today's Wednesday. Yeah, so we'll be back on Friday. Same time, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Outside of that, like I said, can't appreciate you guys enough, man. Appreciate you guys coming here, spending time with us, conversing with us in the chat. Just being here. Like I said, we appreciate all of you, man. And outside of that, I hope you guys have a great night, man. Just don't drink and drive. If you do, if you feel like drinking, just sleep in your truck and sleep it off. Uber something, call somebody. It's not worth taking somebody else's life, period. But outside of that, man, I hope you guys have a great night. And from there, peace out, Raider Nation. go find this fucking video. It'll take about a half hour. Don't worry, we're about to kick it here in 1 minute. No.
Hey,
Wake up to the sounds of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world. Was smiling when I turned.
Shape, thinking out of box, I'm an astronaut. I blasted off the planet, rock that caused catastrophe. And that matters more because I had it. Now I had a thought about wreaking havoc on an opposition. Kinda shocking, they want a static with position. I'm automatic, quarterback, I ain't talking shit.